What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Smoking Tire Podcast. This episode is brought to you, as always, by Off the Record. If you get pulled over and ticketed, don't plead guilty. Get off the record. Go to offtherecord.com/TST. That's offtherecord.com/TST. And we will get you 10% off all legal services booked through Off the Record. See, they've got lawyers all over the country, and wherever you got that ticket, Off the Record's got a lawyer for someone who can help you fight it effectively. And if you don't get those points off your record, you don't pay. So again, offtherecord.com/TST, offtherecord.com/TST. That's for 10% off all legal services booked through Off the Record. All right, guys, big show today. Jason Cammisa is in studio. Of course, we're going to talk a little bit about the CyberTruck. We're also talking about the Alpine A110 that I'm handing off to him. He's telling a story about what happens when you crash your car on the way to featuring it in Jay Leno's garage. We're getting a fleet update from Mr. Cammisa, as well as a look inside what's happening in his Haggerty show. And somehow, he sneaks in like a 20-minute commercial for insurance. Jason Cammisa is on today's episode of the Smoking Tire Podcast.
What is Hannah doing to you in your sleep?
I swear to God, I was injured from snuggling. Big Spoon.
What camera can I look at?
My
Give a
left
dirty
arm
look at?
from being Big Spoon with Hannah for, overnight, whatever it was, 6 hours. I ended up with like an
rotator cuff.
I think I actually hurt my rotator cuff from trying to spoon my wife for like months on end. On the left side. And it just slowly eroded it.
Well, Hannah and I, people talk about sides of the bed. You can't do that. I get injured if I'm only on one side of the bed.
You have to like rotisserie and swap?
We change. We rotate.
Can I just point out that I'm a lot older than both of you guys?
But you look fabulous.
Oh, right.
I look
need your
older
eyes
than you.
examined.
If people stood the two of us next to each other and
you
said,
can do a
"Who's
vote
older?"
online. See, like a
Zach
poll
and I
online.
are the same age. That's
Are
what
you?
people don't believe. People think
thought he was younger than you.
People think he could be my child.
Someone thought that
Someone did think that.
No.
Yes.
I mean, look,
No.
someone one time.
Okay.
Right?
There's
so
someone
I
that
could
there's
spin
always.
that, but like, of all the people we met, that's the stupidest one.
He just looked younger than you.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
someone's got to be the dumbest one. It's that guy.
Or the one with the worst vision. That's my. You're like, you look great,
yeah.
and I'm like, you need an ophthalmologist.
Yeah, don't
code
attribute
red.
to stupidity that which you can attribute to blindness.
Bad vision and stupidity, and yeah. You look so great.
That's the next level of like, don't attribute to malice what could really be stupidity. It's like, well, don't attribute to stupidity what could be blindness. Let's take that one to its logical conclusion. Don't attribute to blindness to what could be
obliviousness.
There you go.
Which is purposeful.
And
blindness.
what could be oblivious, what could be attributed to the fact that it's actually a cat you're talking to. You're no longer
you're
talking
just
to
a fucking
human.
Californian at that point. You live in your own little world, and you're shocked that there are other people in your bubble. Obliviousness, it's inadvertent. Oh fuck. There's a term that I always use. Look, we're New Yorkers, so we can make fun of.
We're New Yorkers living in California, which makes us better than everybody.
Exactly. It's our job to make fun of all these people and hate them all.
Have you ever found that being a New Yorker and living and working in California is like having a game genie on the back of your NES video game? A New York work ethic in California is a cheat code.
It is a cheat code.
It is a very straightforward cheat code.
Is this being broadcast?
Yes.
Shit. Yeah, of
I've been
course
saying it for years.
You're totally right.
Of course it
Totally
is.
right. Yeah. You're totally right. And the thing is, I go back. I always think I'm such an asshole. Like, there's so many times throughout the course of every week that I'm like, "Oh, Jason, you're such a dick." And then I go. I was just in New York.
Yeah.
And I realized it's just not me.
No, you have standards.
I operate at the same speed with the same standards as a whole culture of people. Like, 16 million of them in New York. And I come back here and I'm like, it's not me. They're the enemy.
A person I know well just got a new job at a company that's a very Midwest company. And
I work for one of those.
And they were literally told to slow down.
I was told, Gene Jennings told me to tone down the toilet water, was the quote. Because I walked in, I'm like, a fucking Italian shower. Dracar, whatever the hell I was wearing. And she was like, tone down the toilet water, kid. You're not in Brooklyn anymore.
Great line, though.
That's funny.
That's a really good
She was
line.
good with the lines.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I moved to Ann Arbor and was there, and I was like, what? And I had lived in Pittsburgh before that. So, like, I had a soft landing into the actual Midwest.
Sure.
They did not know what to make of me, and vice versa.
In Ann Arbor.
Ann Arbor, it's pronounced.
How did anybody end up in Ann? I mean, I guess to be
Davey
close
Davis,
to the,
editor-in-chief of Car and Driver, was in New York. Car and Driver's in Manhattan, which
Yeah.
is actually the stupidest place on earth to put a car magazine because you
It
don't want to drive,
is.
right?
I mean, I did for 2 years. Me and Tom Morningstar and Gene Sanchez did a car YouTube channel from 419 Park Avenue.
You don't want to do that, right? So he got sick of everyone was getting sick of like the homeless people sleeping on the stoop of the office and whatever else. And this is crazy story, true story. Davidy's mother was in an old age home in Toledo, Ohio. And he was like, well, the halfway point between Toledo and Detroit, the car companies, was Ann Arbor. And so, and he was like, and of course he was a stuck-up twat anyway. So he was like, well, and it's also a bougie college town. I'll move Car and Driver there, and that's how it wound up there. And then Gene was a taxi driver in Ann Arbor / crash test dummy, basically at Chrysler Proving Grounds, and then she joined Car and Driver and then left for automobile.
Wow. And Ann Arbor never got any more interesting because of it. I mean,
place to live. It was terrible. I was there for a year and a half straight, and then I left, moved to California, and then spent the next 6 years going back.
Dude, writing about maybe in when did they move there? In the 80s, right? It must have been the 80s.
No, it was earlier than that.
Earlier than that?
Yeah.
Okay, so at that time, communication a little slower,
Right.
and I suppose the focus on domestic automobiles a little heavier. So. There's a rational argument aside for that being close to Detroit maybe made some sense,
Or maybe and not not an hour away, which by the way turns into a 7-hour drive when it snows,
that's a
which
very
it
good
does
point.
for 6 months straight.
Yeah. You could have just as easily been in Detroit.
But
yes.
his mom was in Toledo.
Sure. But having to do automotive journalism in Michigan is as dumb as having to do automotive journalism in New York City.
And let's
it
qualify
really
this.
is.
For people who don't work in the industry. One of the most important things is photography with the magazine, and we would have to drive 4, 5, 6, 10 hours just to get somewhere where you could take a single fucking picture once. Also, weather, because that would screw everything up. Also, roads.
Yeah.
How do you evaluate a car?
There are no corners
or hills.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So, it was funny. There's a woman that worked for automobile.
People
when I got
building
there.
cars who have never left Detroit for people reviewing cars that can only review them in Detroit.
Yeah.
You have this Ouroboros of shit product.
It was so I moved to Ann Arbor and I was like, where is there not a single hill? And this Ann Arborite who worked for us who hated.
Ma'am, where's the hill?
She was like, oh my God, you got to go out to this road and there's a big hill. Total elevation change, 4 feet. And I'm like, I just moved from Pittsburgh. I'm like, no. Hill is like at least, we'll call a hill at least maybe 40, if not 400.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hill.
4 feet.
4.
Oh, and there's
That's
a curve.
a mound.
No, there's a 90-degree curve
That's a
because
mound.
everything's on a grid. So you get a 90-degree curve. No.
It was flat, but then Jim buried a real big cow there. Now it's a hill.
And it acted as fertilizer and fertilized the bacteria, which pushed the ground up by a whole inch.
God, that's just terrible.
Yeah, not my. So anyway, so back to New Yorkers in
That's
LA.
why we think we're better than everybody.
We are.
I mean,
It's
just sorry. We had things like hills and sunshine to
I mean, we
drive
also
cars
had-
in.
Let's be real about this. We have my whole family, which is enough to ruin most of New York, but also rats.
Yeah.
For example,
Oh yeah, no.
filth.
There's a flip side. That piss smell is real.
It is real.
It's real.
We have this MTA.
I wasn't a New York City person though.
We were both
I
Westchester.
couldn't. Huh?
Oh, you mean
I was
we were Westchester.
Yeah, Westchester
But
person. Yeah.
Brooklyn originally, and then from 5.5 years old on, I was in Hastings on Hudson, which
That's Westchester.
Westchester.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
upstate. What are you going upstate? They're going to be fucking cows over there? No,
I'm
it's
so mad up the word upstate. I lived 12 miles north of Manhattan. You could leave my house and drive for 8 hours north and still be in
New York.
Yeah. And I lived upstate.
Yeah.
Imagine living in Encinitas and people are like, "Oh yeah, upstate."
Upstate.
Like, what the fuck?
The second you leave Manhattan,
Yeah.
you're upstate.
Yeah.
Bronx, upstate. Riverdale,
That's
upstate.
That's how important New York City is
to itself.
itself.
I think none of your listeners
Have
are
I told,
in New York. or
have I told
Michigan
you
or-
the fucking my favorite New York story occurred in Los Angeles. There's a place in Santa Monica called New York Bagel and Deli.
Oh no!
I went and I walked in, and I was instantly taken to New York. It wasn't an LA version of a New York bagel, a deli. It was an actual New York bagel deli.
Right.
And I was like, holy shit! And the guy in the back is wearing a Yankee hat, and I go, this is awesome, man. I'm super stoked. I'm from New York too. He goes, oh yeah, where? I go, Westchester. And he goes, oh, and he rolled his eyes at me.
So no, you knew he was real.
In Santa Monica, I wasn't New York enough for this guy.
Oh, I think we might have discussed this like 10 years ago when I did your podcast for the first time. But I moved to San Francisco and I found West Brooklyn Pizza. So I walk in and I'm like, excuse me, could you explain to me what West Brooklyn Pizza means? And he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, is this West Coast Brooklyn Pizza or is this like Western Brooklyn,
part
like
of Brooklyn,
Bay Ridge, or even worse, Staten Island? Because this is the Staten Island pizza. Then maybe
West Brooklyn is the river. Kind of.
Fair point, right? Well, Verrazano Bridge.
That's like born and raised in South Detroit.
Right,
like,
South
so
Detroit.
that's in
Ohio.
Canada.
Okay, that's also true. Yeah. So the guy's looking at me and I'm like, he's like, what's the difference? And I'm like, well, the difference is if I'm expecting West Brooklyn, like Bay Ridge pizza, and you give me West Coast pizza, I'm going to fucking throw it at you. He goes, I'll break your fucking legs. And I was like, oh, you are from Brooklyn? And he was like, yeah, I'm from Brooklyn.
Okay.
Pizza's amazing.
Oh, good. Oh, good for that guy.
All
All right.
right.
But he could have just answered the question with, Bay Ridge.
No, he was a sarcastic Brooklyn asshole, which is exactly what I deserved. Yeah, look, right there, Fort Hamilton. Bay Ridge, Fort Hamilton, right at the base of the Verrazano Bridge.
West Brooklyn. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, respect to that guy for defining it so specifically, so far from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
There's only so many people that are
he had a genuine asshole in front of him, torturing him over.
Right. So we're both assholes. Okay, cool.
Cheers.
Cars.
Cheers to that. Good morning.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Thanks for having me back.
I had to fucking lure you here with a French car.
Listen, I think everyone's going to be surprised that I'm in the same room with you because the last time we were all on a podcast together, we were not nice to each other.
It was super
we
fun.
were,
It was
but
fun.
it was fun. It was fun. And can I just state for the
Podcast
record,
theater.
I have always hated that fucking CyberTruck. It had nothing to do. It is such a double
Zach
whammy.
can check that off. When I saw you when we had coffee 2 weeks ago, and you said that, and I was like, "LOL, Jason hates the CyberTruck and regrets the video." Zach says, "Will he say that on camera?"
Yeah. Okay. Let me. It's such a double whammy kick in the dick that I'm still getting so much shit about this because
they gave you a journalism award.
It's true.
They did.
I did win an
They gave
award
you
for
a
that.
journalism award
and
for
I
it.
fucking deserved it. It doesn't.
You should Gallagher.
Let me just make this very professional for a second. Doesn't matter whether I like a car or hate a car. Right?
No.
It's my job as a bit player. You are a journalist also. You're a journalist also. You're a bit player. Who is the intended audience? What is this car's intended purpose? And does it reach that?
Yeah.
Whether I like the car or hate the car doesn't factor in at all.
You
when
did
I'm doing
say you don't
journal-
like the car. You just didn't say it loudly and clearly enough.
I also apparently didn't say loudly and clear enough that this is not a full product review. I only drove the goddamn thing on location at Sonoma Raceway, other than driving it once on the road. This was an engineering story, and they gave me access to the engineers.
Yeah.
And I was telling the amazing part of the Cybertruck is all the engineering that went into it. The not amazing part of it is A, the dickbags who buy
the
it.
truck
B,
parts.
the
truck,
the way it looks. But that wasn't the scope of that video. And
I
where
think
fucked up
it
is
was
just
pretty
didn't
much.
say it
I think it was
clearly.
presented as a review and received as a review by pretty much everybody.
It was.
You could find print that it's an engineering study or
I
something,
said
but
that
I
But the
think
message was
not.
barely delivered and definitely not received.
I would agree on both of those.
And look, as a product, it is what it is. Like what?
It's a shit pile. It's a straight shit pile.
And let me say,
we made a salad with one.
Can I
and
just
no
say,
other tools.
Can I just say that the video title Jason, the video title is exclusive 2024 Tesla Cybertruck full review and drag race. It is not engineering study.
hey, fair enough. I don't look. It's been so long now, and I will not watch that video. It did cut the shit out of me. Like I did actually slice my.
Yeah,
arm open. That was
I
real.
believe you. Just like we did with multiple vegetables.
Give me a Rivian. Actually, give me a Raptor R because I'm that much of a.
Oh, you really are a dick bag.
Yeah,
That's a
fuck
dick
yeah.
bag vehicle.
I mean, if I wanted an electric truck, Lightning is wonderful.
The Lightning is
Rivian,
the best electric work truck.
Yes.
The Rivian's the best electric recreational truck.
and the Cybertruck is the best what? I'm going to let you do this because I'm going to shut
the best. It's the best rolling Sieg Heil.
It's the best demonstration.
It's the swastika.
Listen, I don't get political.
It's the best tool for running over protesters if that's what you want to do.
Well, or just slice them into pieces.
Yes, it would.
It would be like
almost
like
intentionally.
Process.
Yes, it would.
Anyway,
it's more like I would say it's more like a mandolin. It's like a rolling mandolin.
When you see the chefs and the shit's just flying.
Some chef somewhere will tell me what tool would most similarly do to a vegetable that a CyberTruck would.
Because it's half.
You know, it would be awesome if someone actually made like a scale little CyberTruck. With important, razor blade like front edges on like some kind of a mini crash test dummy track, and they just sent it at vegetables. I would watch that fucking TikTok channel all day.
You need an RC CyberTruck can just drive it towards pumpkins.
Man, yeah.
Perfect for Halloween.
That would be fun.
Do you think? It's a question for you, Jason. Because when I drove the CyberTruck, I was impressed by the steer-by-wire, and I just thought, okay, that is a cool technology. But I think the truck is so bad at being a vehicle in so many ways. Like there's the headlights, accessing the bed, seeing behind you, stuff like that. If they had put that tech in a Model S, would that have leveled up the Model S in a way that would have reinvigorated that? Or do you think it would have not gotten the attention of having a whole new model?
I think it wouldn't have gotten the attention. I mean, Model S is, let's face it, 700 years old at this point.
Yeah.
Let me also say, I'm a firm believer that Model 3 is the best car on planet Earth. The Highland Model 3 is near perfect. And this is journalist Jason speaking. Like, in terms of
it
just
is.
doing
I drove it. It's actually quite lovely. I thought the Model 3 performance, I thought was really, really nice. It was great.
Shockingly better than the last car. Like,
it is.
So
on a racetrack, it's a fucking good time.
It's a really good time.
Yeah, it slides
genuinely
awesome.
did beat the M3 in that compare. So I did a compare with a BMW M3, and we set out. I got so much shit between the Cybertruck, and then I did a drag race video where the M3 beat the Tesla, and all the fucking Tesla people wanted me dead. And so on that one, I'm like, you know what we're going to do? We're not even going to call this an Icons. We're going to call this a tread to tread, which was making fun of the old head to head.
Yeah.
And I started the episode by I'm not going to get you to convert between ICE and EV. That'd be like getting you to try to change your religion using logic. So here's the deal. I'm going to ask 5 questions, and I'm going to answer them in order to say which one should you buy. And of course, I write this in the script, and then Randy Popst in the background, unscripted, is like, well, it depends on whether you're a right-wing nut job or a libtard. And we all fucking burst out laughing. So we left that in the episode. We re-recorded that.
I bet that went over well in the comments.
It actually did.
Did it?
It shut everyone up because it's Randy.
Cool.
Randy could actually kill a pedestrian, and people were like, "But Randy Popes did it. I'd be glad to die by the hands of Randy." So I really don't I don't subscribe to the you like a car company or you don't like a car company, you like a whatever. I leave that out of it. Like, I can say with some degree of certainty, Audi has never built a car that drives well, but it doesn't matter whether I like it or don't like it, right? I will evaluate every new Audi as a new car.
We could debate that. I've liked a couple of Audis.
I've liked them.
Folks, this episode of the podcast is brought to you by FitBod. FitBod is a trainer in your pocket. The importance of having a tailored workout cannot be overstated, right? And look, some people can do a full-on, full-time personal trainer. Most people cannot. Right? So if you work out and you're hitting a plateau, you're bored, or you're new to fitness and don't know where to start, FitBod is great. They'll set you up with a custom workout plan tailored specifically to your fitness goals. It makes working out so much easier. It gets the flow going. It helps you track progress, targeted muscle groups, helps you stay focused and get a better workout. I have been trying and succeeding actually in losing weight over the last 3 years, and having these customized workouts is crucial. Every time it's a new muscle group, a new target, a new goal, and I'm never stopping. So FitBod could help you stay organized with your workouts, track your fitness, or give you direction if you've never worked out before, haven't worked out in a long time. But every day I exercise, 7 days a week, and whether or not I actually lose weight doing it, it makes me feel so much better every day, and that just sort of feeds itself. So FitBod's customizing a personalized workout routine for you that adapts to your growth over time. FitBod tracks your muscle recovery. There's fine-tuning available by certified personal trainers, and get customized fitness plans that work out for you in over 1,000 demonstration videos. So get in shape this summer with FitBod. Join FitBod today to get your personalized workout plan, 25% off your subscription, or try the app for free for a week at fitbod.me/tire. That's FITBOD.me/tire. We are also brought to you today by Smalls. Boy, do I love Smalls. I love my cats. They basically run my entire non-car social life. They certainly run my house. They sleep in bed with me, and I will do anything for my kittens. And fortunately, they're all pretty healthy, but one day, and we've had senior cats in the past, I know that they will need super specialized food. But until then, I want to give them the best. And that's where Smalls comes in. Smalls cat food is protein-packed recipes made with preservative-free ingredients that you'd find in your own fridge, delivered right to your door. That's why Cats.com named Smalls their best overall cat food. And now, with my offer, you can get 60% off your first order plus free shipping. Head over to smalls.com/tire for a limited time only. My cats love this Smalls food. They go right over it. Before, I was feeding them a well-known sort of pseudo-holistic brand, but they really like the Smalls better. I love that there's no preservatives. I love that it's high protein, so my cats develop that lean muscle and they don't get super fat from all the carbs, because a carb and filler heavy diet, your cat could put on weight. And what is good about these protein wet canned food diets is you get them on the cycle of eating at certain times of day. They're not grazing all day. That helps feed their kitten instincts. It makes them want to hunt, catch, kill, eat, groom, and sleep. And you can have a healthy every single day cycle with a fabulous routine where your cats have energy when you're up and going to sleep when you're going to sleep. After switching to Smalls, 88% of cat owners reported overall health improvements. It's a big deal. And now, for a limited time only, as a Smoking Tire listener, you can get 60% off your first Smalls order plus free shipping when you head over to smalls.com/tire. That's 60% off at smalls.com/tire. Again, one more time, smalls.com/tire. And now, back to the show.
B7 RS4, I like.
I thought
drive particularly well.
I thought it wasn't universally, like, it probably wasn't very good on a racetrack, but it would be lovely on a road trip or up to 6 or 7 tenths or whatever.
Exactly.
R8
exception.
V10
I mean, the
performance,
R8s.
No.
You don't think the R8s? No, any of the R8s drive well?
The original stick shift V8 was the best of the bunch. The V10s were too assy and uncontrollable. The V8 was nice, a little bit understeery. You could back into a corner.
I mean, I say this. Meanwhile, the only press car I've ever crashed is an R8 V10.
They were uncontrollable. They really were.
I think my crash was my fault and not the car's fault.
What kind of a journalist are you? I demand you retract that immediately.
But I've driven other R8s on track. I would not call them uncontrollable.
They were
That's
unpredictable. I should maybe not uncontrollable like a C701 is, but unpredictable. They were just they were not.
They weren't the best track cars, but again,
Meanwhile,
as road cars, they are so nice.
Is amazing. Like a
Huracans are better.
Is like unbelievable.
Right, Huracans are better on racetracks. Audis are great on the road, though. The R8s are really good on the road.
Right. I would take a manual stick shift to R8, and the engine's charismatic enough, and the car looks good enough that I'd forgive the totally dead steering and some of the other stuff.
Yeah. They're not like, again, not my favorite, but how about this? The 2015-16 S8 was a fine automobile. 580 horsepower. The thing was like low 3-second to 60. It had a lot of tech, but still had some real buttons. It was before it went full spaceship. First Audi to have the fucking LED interior, but before they went overboard with it. That is an excellent Audi.
I'd have to go back through my notes.
I mean, I'm sure there's something not to like about it, but that is a superior automobile.
Final chassis tuning is something that Audi has almost never gotten right. So steering calibration, brake pedal calibration, programming the transmission and throttle to work together. It's that level of stuff that they don't get right. Interior-wise, yes. But I think that was before the generation of cars that had the electric door latches.
Yeah, that one.
Like the door latches on the next gen that wouldn't open.
Oh, I don't know.
So you park one of those cars on when you pull the door latch, it sends a solenoid a half a second command to unlock, and that's it. And if you don't push the door open hard when you're on a hill, the door won't open. So you pull it and you pull it and you pull it. It's that level shit that fucking irritates me. But my point in saying that was that I will judge a new Audi based on a standard with a clean slate when a new car comes in. And I judge the Cybertruck in that way. And it was the engineering that I was looking at, right? Again, I don't think I've still driven a Cybertruck on the road more than a couple miles. I don't need to.
You don't need to.
I don't need to at this point, right? I understood the tech that went into it, and I did that. It's enough.
You can tell how a car steers, rides, and handles in 5 minutes. You don't need to.
And I did drive it for 5 minutes on the road. So that's
and you drove it on a racetrack. So like you also
which is totally not relevant to what that car does.
No, it's not. But like
it was
to go from that back to the road is easy.
That's true. That is true.
It's easier than saying I've driven it for 5 minutes on the road. Now let me assume what it's like on a racetrack because you can't go the other way.
Right. That is a good point.
And by the way, when I had a racetrack, because I did the testing for Performance Electric Vehicle of the Year for Road and Track last year, I liked the Ioniq 5N better on the racetrack. It was faster, but I did like some things about the Model 3 better. The low cowl, the ability to put the steering wheel wherever the fuck you want and not block anything. That like chassis slider thing that you could switch the power and brake bias to make it like real-time dynamic changes, like
To me, what the Model 3 does best is just living with it, right? It's the way the infotainment system works, the way your phone works as a key, the app that's on the phone, just the the supercharging network. I mean, once you live with a Tesla, you can't, none of the other EVs compare, and that's the problem. That is, to me as a human being, frustrating as fuck. Because there are a lot of things about Tesla and its image and whatever else that I don't really like. And I don't like cars that are rolling political statements one way or another. That irritates me. Because I have to say to people ask me, like, what car should I have? And I'll ask them what their needs are and ask them what their budgets are and what their drive cycles are and what it looks like. And I'll say to them, without question, the best car for you right now is a Model 3. And then I know exactly what's coming next. I'm like, not saying you're going to have one. I'm saying that is the match. And if you don't want that, here are the alternatives. The BMW i4, there's i5, whatever. None of them come close in terms of the actual ownership.
I think if people really need to use public charging all the time,
they mostly don't.
They mostly don't. I mean, I made a whole fucking thing about public charging in my Taycan and blah, 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 which, by the way, I drove across the country with no plan and was totally fine. Totally fine.
Yep.
It's been totally fine the whole time, every time I've needed to, but it's rare.
Right.
And 95% of the time, I'm charging once a week at my own house.
I drive an e-Golf with 100 miles of range. And I charge that once every couple days. I don't even think about, I think I've DC fast charged that car 3 times in 7 years.
I wonder what the percentage of Tesla owners is that don't own a home with a charger versus other EVs.
Probably higher.
I know a lot of people, especially in the Bay Area.
It's probably higher for sure.
I mean, you just go to Target, like there's a supercharger, huge supercharger bank at one of the Targets, 2 of them actually. Just go grocery shopping, and by the time you're done, your car's at 100%.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Because I mean, your average Lyft and Uber driver, not to be disrespectful, but it's California, like probably doesn't own their home that has a charger. But
by the way, for the record, if there's a fucking EA at a Target, by the way, and you have another EV, and there's enough chargers to satisfy the population, you can do exactly the same thing.
The problem is just the uptime for EA stuff was really bad.
It's the second. Here's why. I mean, not you know why. Here's one reason why Tesla made their own hardware to work with their cars.
It's like having a Mac versus a PC.
It's Apple, right? Exactly. And EA is the PC, and the other ones are the PC. Everything has to work with everything.
Right.
That's a much harder problem. Then there's third-party hardware manufacturers. The second and third, I think we're now probably, Kyle Connor would kill me if I don't get this right, but I think we're on the 3rd generation of the EA fast charger. Now when you go to a major, they're all 350s. Those 350s work. Right. And they finally have hired enough people where when you go to charging stations, you actually see people there servicing them, cleaning more. And I've not every once in a while I'll see one that's down, but it's never like it was in 2021.
It was
2022.
truly atrocious.
Yeah. It was horrible. It was horrible.
I mean,
but
of all
now
the
it's
hundreds
not
of times
now.
I've supercharged, I've literally never had a single supercharger not work immediately. And it's just boom. And it just happened
That
recently.
and probably still is better, excluding higher peak speeds that I can get with an 800 volt architecture.
I pulled up to an EVgo DC fast charge in my e-Golf next to a friend and a supercharger, and by the time this fucking thing connected to my car, charged my credit card, and started charging, he had already been charging for 3.5 minutes and had already gotten 100 miles of range. It was something ridiculous.
That's a pretty shit charger. I think, as I have plug and charge, right? Plug and charge, which is where my credit card is. My billing is done through my car, just like Tesla.
Right.
So the EA EVgo and ChargePoint, all of them. If I plug in,
it recognizes your car.
I would say the process takes. I mean, realistically, I want to say it takes 30 seconds before power actually starts flowing.
That's not horrendous.
It's roughly the same amount of time it takes to run a credit card, but I don't do anything but plug the card in.
Okay.
And so and I would say that works 95% of the time, and when that doesn't, it's the credit card thing works now. So
that's good. That's good.
I don't have a reason to defend something that doesn't work. Right. As I told people in the original video, I think, when I drove cross country, the only charger that I found that literally didn't work was owned by Shell.
That's funny.
it was Shell's new EV, and I think it's like it's like a psyop. That's just they put broken chargers all over
Just
to be like, see,
these
you
need a gas car.
These things are stupid.
Don't believe those libtards.
To strand
That's
people.
funny. That's very funny. I mean, I kind of doubt it, but it's
No,
funny
it's
if
a
it is.
coincidence, and that isn't data, but it is a
Of
funny.
course, they have the
coincidence.
motivation to do that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, if you were Shell, would you want to have like a great electric network that encouraged people to buy EVs?
Of course
no,
not.
Of course not.
Oh,
Boy. So yeah. Anyway, I agree with you. Like the new Model 3 is a really nice car.
Annoyingly.
I did just drive a client's. I had to pick up a client's new Model Y. The suspension's still fucking crashy.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's the one thing they fixed big time on the
Yeah,
Model
they
3.
did. This was still crashy. Now, it had whatever the biggest wheels are. Now, maybe you have to get the little wheels or something, but I was like, oh, man, because the Model Y is really nice, but it rides like dog shit.
Not good.
No, the 3 was good.
The 3 is really good.
The 3 was good,
Really
yeah. The brakes didn't last as long on the track as the Ioniq 5N has real brakes.
real brakes.
Yeah. That thing is. Have you driven a 6N yet?
No.
It's the same, right? It's going to be exactly the same. It's the same underneath.
Right, same underneath.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Who knows? You've seen car companies fuck up far
I'll
less
tell you
similar
what.
cars.
You have a racetrack and a 5N. That is a good time. It
is
really
a good time,
is.
but here's my thing.
Guys, we got to take one more quick break for DeleteMe. You've been hearing me talk about DeleteMe for a while now. They're still here, still kicking it, and I can say for certain, I use DeleteMe. My wife did not use DeleteMe, and the amount of spam texts, phone calls, fake phone calls, emails and stuff that she gets compared to me is a noticeable difference. Her data is clearly more out there on the data broker websites than mine does. So what happens is we are full of data brokers, right? When you sign up for anything, buy anything, use the internet in a way that people do, your data, your personal data, is then sold to data brokers who then use that data to spam you with stuff, right? So DeleteMe is a service that you sign up for and you tell them all the information that you want deleted. Seems ironic that you do that, but that's how it works. And then they scrape the entire internet looking for it and forcefully deleting it. And it's not just a one-time service. You sign up for DeleteMe, you fill out their questionnaire, and then a couple days later, they have a report from you about what they found, what they deleted, and things you might need to personally approve or intervene to have deleted. But then, for me, it's about every month, they continue sending up reports, finding new stuff, new information, things that didn't quite get deleted last time. And over a period of a couple months, a couple cycles, your online life gets drastically better. I really like it, and in my own house, at least, it absolutely does work. So you can get it too. Take control of your data, keep your private life private by signing up for DeleteMe, now at a special discount for our listeners. Get 20% off your DeleteMe plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/tire and use promo code TIRE at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/tire, enter code TIRE at checkout. One more time, joindeleteme.com/tire, and then code TIRE. And now, back to the show.
I don't think anyone is going to. I think it's going to be a long time before people are tracking EVs. Look, there are Teslas, of course, at track days.
Yeah, there's that, is that Tesla Corsa thing still going on?
I don't know.
It was at Button Willow. It was a time attack series because they put superchargers there. So you could, but
I just think,
I don't know if it's still happening.
for daily transport, this is part of my big problem with the whole EV adoption thing. If it's not a better solution, then we shouldn't have it.
Sure.
Right? And on
that's
a racetrack,
my problem with EV motorcycles.
Fair point. If on a racetrack, an EV is just not a better solution now.
Yeah.
For the people who don't give a shit about driving, get all these assholes out of their fucking CVT Subarus that are plugging up every goddamn fast lane in California doing 38 miles an hour. Get them out of these fucking ICE cars and put them in an EV where they... Oh, sorry. I just hit the camera. My Italian hands are going. Just get
flail
them into
away.
some miserable shitbox.
Read the sign, fuckhead.
It says don't bang the table.
What did you think you were doing? You can flail, but don't bang. The audience
Sitting
hears
on my
it.
hands.
When they're listening on their they're sitting in their one chair with sunglasses, fucking zoned in on Cammisa at
no one's
fucking yes, they are, and they comment.
Then I'm sorry for everything I've said, and especially everything they've said. Just get these miserable shit boxes off the road. Put them in EVs. I don't think we need to replace 911s with electric vehicles.
No, and dude, I'm telling you, when nothing will make you say that EV sports cars are not necessary. You're going to text me. You're going to get in this Alpine to drive back to San Francisco.
Let's drive this car.
I guarantee you don't get 10 minutes before you text me something to the effect of, "Oh my God."
Well, see, I have a very high bar. Look at the shit boxes I own. And
I know.
drive
Listen,
on a
this is
regular
your
basis.
kind of car, dude.
I know. And I sold my lease because...
What if a lease but comfortable?
Well, I sold my lease because it wasn't experience enough.
Well, this isn't an experience that don't position this as your super special weekend car. Position this as the best daily of all time.
Okay.
It's not super special weekend car. It's best daily of all time.
Best daily of all time?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't wait.
Because it's fun and speed and pace with seemingly no compromise. Looks great.
The first time I've seen one in person was downstairs.
Looks great.
It looks really,
looks
really,
great.
really
and then I just drove it back from our other store to here this morning, my last drive, and as I'm driving, I'm like, it makes me so mad. Okay. And we've learned we've got extremely in-depth detail about why that car can't be sold here, and it's not just because Nissan and Renault suck. It's because of the unbelted occupant test. It would not pass. The shape of the roof would have to be changed for the U.S. market
to stop them from smashing.
Because 3 states in the U.S. don't have seatbelt laws, and all cars have to accommodate their fucking needs.
Can I just leave right now?
Isn't that crazy? So even though the technology 100% exists to make it so the car will not start or run without a belt.
Right.
Yeah, you could easily put that interlock in and have an exception or a waiver and sell it. Otherwise, it's like totally...
I love how safety obsessed this country is. Meanwhile, every F-150 is basically a 6-foot-tall, blunt object mass murderer. Yeah, and no one has amber turn signals.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, and we can't have good headlights. Oh, but God forbid
we can't have convex mirrors that cover our blind spots.
Exactly. However,
my mandatory mod for all modern Porsches, 100%. Is Euro mirrors. You go to Suncoast, shout out to them, and you get the European version of your car's mirrors.
Okay, so I have a story to tell, and actually it's mirror related, and it's going to seem self-serving. You're gonna
now count me in.
Well, I crashed my fucking car.
Oh,
I crashed my Rover. Oh. So all right.
And you crashed, not you were crashed into? No, that's sad.
And it's because of the
You're
mirror.
supposed to be a professional, Jason.
Not that picture.
This is the good one.
No.
No, but I'm showing him before.
No, that's not before.
This is the one you sent me.
That's not before.
It doesn't look like a before Jason car.
Okay.
That looks
That
like
is-
a
hold on.
a
I sent
middle.
you the
that,
other one.
Yeah.
That looks like a somewhere in the middle car.
Yeah.
Show the other one.
That one's worse.
Yeah. No, that's the one. Okay, hold on. This is that's what I did.
Oh,
Okay.
front corner. That fender's real crunched in. It actually, it doesn't look horrible, right? Is it horrible? It looks like the hood can be fixed.
The hood was the other picture that's actually showed first is actually the car last week.
Okay, cool.
So,
that fender's probably
So
hard as shit to
Leno
find.
calls it. It's fucking new old stock for sale in the UK. $200.
Get outta here.
Wow.
$700 in shipping, but $200
that's what
for the,
happened.
and they basically. Do you remember the opening scene from Ace Ventura where he's got the package
Yes.
and it's like, and he's just kicking
Kicks
it
it.
and doing whatever? That happened. That guy delivered it to the body shop. So Leno calls me.
Oh yeah.
Jay, Leno's people call me and they're like, actually, I think it was Jay himself. He's like,
Yeah.
what else do you got? And I'm like, that I've done 3 episodes of Leno. So
Yeah.
he did the Scirocco, my Scirocco 16 valve, which he seemed moderately interested in.
Yeah.
A little bit.
It's not really a
He
J
did my-
car, is it?
No. He did my E30 because he'd never been in an E30. He'd never been in a Mark 1 Volkswagen. He'd never been in an E30. So he drives
Oh,
my E30
wow.
wagon. And he was like, okay, engine smooth, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Moderately interested in that.
Yeah.
Jay's a great guy. I mean,
Yeah.
but I wish he would say, I fucking hate this car. Like,
Yeah, no, he
but
can't do it.
do that.
He can't
right?
do it.
To
I
me,
wish he would say to people, "I fucking hate you," and he can't do
I
it.
wish he would do that.
No.
Off camera, he is a fully rounded human being.
He is, but he will listen. He's the patience of a saint. He will sit there and smile while people spit the dumbest shit on
shit
earth at him for 25 minutes. You can't believe
My
it.
favorite is Jay in the studio after we're done recording when you get real, actual human being Jay Leno. Oh my God, he's so good.
He came in
very
here on
funny.
our 1,000th episode,
Mm-hmm.
fully eating a sandwich, and sat down in front of the mic eating a sandwich. Gave no fucks.
That's
it was
amazing. He's
awesome.
amazing.
And proceeded to say something that had to be cut from the show.
He has said some shit to me that I won't repeat to anyone because he has that Hollywood image. And he's that's all well and good. Like, great that he needed to do that.
Yeah.
But that's why I say he's a fully formed human
Yeah,
being.
yeah. So, but he was interested in the
Third
Rover.
episode, he did my 850 CSI.
Are you driving these things down to him?
Yeah, I drive them
cool.
all down.
Okay,
so he
cool.
loved that car.
Yeah, of course.
That was great.
That is a very J car.
So then he's like, what else you got? And I'm like, well, have you ever been in a Rover SD1? Absolutely not. That's the Sterling thing. No, Sterling was a Honda. This is a Rover. This is actually a British Leyland product. It was
Yeah.
done by Rover Triumph, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Bring it down. 3.5 liter V8, bring it down. Okay. So I leave my house at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
This thing's got to be like SEO death, Jay.
It's going to get 7 views. So he wants to drive it.
Yeah,
I want him
cool.
to have this experience, right?
Sure.
And I know he's going to hate it.
Yeah.
Don't care, right? So get in the car at 4 o'clock in the morning, and the producer had told me they had a pool going on how I would break down.
Just
Not
getting here.
if. Not if. The theory being, I think it might have been Jay that realized this, those cars wouldn't have made a 400-mile drive when they were new.
Yeah.
Here it is now, 45 years old, like no chance this is going to make it. So I get up in the morning and I leave at like crack of dawn in the middle of the night, and I make a deal with myself. No bullshit. None of my normal fuckery. No top speed runs on I-5 in the middle of the night. None of my passing shit, whatever. So I'm just right lane, just 79 in a 70.
Yeah.
Puttering along at 2,200 RPM. And the deal that I made myself included no downshifts up the Grapevine. So the Grapevine is a 4,000-foot climb.
Why is that included in the deal?
Because it's a 1960s era American V8. And I know what I normally do on that hill, which is a lot of revs, a lot of low gear, and a lot of through.
Yeah.
Because everyone's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And they slow down to like 55 miles an hour
Yes,
in a
your
65
car can
zone.
go up hills.
Right. And your car can do 100. Your 35, 45-year-old car will do 100 miles an hour up this hill, and I'm about to show you, okay? So I'm like, none of my normal bullshit, Jason, right lane, fifth gear. So as I'm driving along, I'm just going through like all the things I'm going to say to Jay on camera. I'm like, the thing is an incredible road trip car. It's like it had the longest fifth gear of any car in production at the time. So it was like 2,000 RPMs, 80 miles an hour.
Yeah,
it's
that's the
just
Corvette move.
comfortable. It's smooth. It's doing everything great, except you can't see a fucking thing out of the mirror. out of either of
Really?
the mirrors.
Because if you
Not-
look at the photos here, it doesn't. You
I
wouldn't
know.
guess that.
So
Why
we,
is it so bad?
So we drove to Edmonton. I bought this car with two friends, who then I bought out as soon as we got home. First thing we do, we land in Edmonton. We get in the car, and I'm like, oh. This fucking mirror, I can't see anything. We stopped at a Canadian Tire and bought the little 1-inch sticky convex mirrors and threw them on. And the whole way down from Edmonton back to San Francisco, we had whoever was in the back seat was doing like blind spot monitoring.
Check.
Like, because you can't see a fucking thing.
Weird.
And so
The mirrors are not small.
they're not small, but
Why
they're in
are
the
they-
wrong spot.
Really?
Something about the geometry between you, the mirror, and all the cars that you're about to hit, you cannot see a fucking thing. Plus, they love to fall and droop,
they
while you're
droop.
driving, so you're constantly adjusting it. And the adjustment wheel is a wheel that goes in, out, up, down. And so you can, it just
That's
sucks.
terrible.
All the original road tests called it the worst. The mirrors were useless and whatever. So what I'm realizing is as the sun is coming up, I can no longer see where the fuck anyone else is. And so in my head, I'm like, the worst part about this car, everyone talks about the British Leyland build quality, whatever. No. Mirrors, right? Mental note. Make that comment to Jay. So I'm going up the Grapevine, and there's this, well, who knows? He may sue me one day because I actually hit him. Dick bag in a fucking Silverado, and he's now directly, I'm all the way in the right lane, and he's 2 lanes over from me, sitting there. And I'm now foot on the floor, just started out the hill at like 68 miles an hour, and I'm down to like 64 and just up the hill. And no matter who comes between us, no matter what's going on, he's sitting there next to me. So I got to move 1 lane over now because we're passing trucks who are doing like 30 up this hill. And
So now trucks are in lane number 1. You're in lane
I'm in
number 2. They're in
He's
number
in
3.
3.
Okay.
I can't see the guy because the truck is so much higher than I am, but he's directly next to me.
You see door.
I see rocker, like the big Silverado, and I'm like, what this motherfucker? And usually when this happens, I can get their attention, and I realize they're trying to take a picture. And people are taking pictures of this car the whole way down, right? It's just looks like a spaceship. No one's ever seen one before. So I'm like, this motherfucker's taking a picture, and I finally get back over into lane 1, and I see him, and I realize he's not taking a picture of me. He's just not awake yet. It's like 8:40 in the morning, and he's just like. You know, one of these people, George Carlin used to say, just look at them and you realize there's a negative force field around them, around him. And so I'm like, So
Wait,
I
are
left.
you so bothered that he's just pacing you
He's
the
pacing
same
me,
speed?
right? Same speed. I have nowhere to go if I need to get away from him, right? So finally, 6 miles of this, he's right to my left. And finally, I see up ahead, there are 2 trucks passing each other. And so I need to get in his lane.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I slow down, I'm going to have to downshift. I'm never going to get back up to 60 miles an hour. The thing only has 133 horsepower to begin with. So now I'm going to have to go into third. I'm going to have to rev this thing to $5,000. And I'm going to pop the motor, and Jay's going to be right. And this is not going to happen.
Let me ask you something. Is it better? You were in 5th.
5th at like 2,000 RPM.
Is it better to lug the engine
I wasn't
in 5th?
lugging it, yes.
Okay. You weren't lugging it
yet.
But it was just
If I slowed down anymore, I was going to have to downshift,
Okay,
right?
sure.
You are on the border of
But
lugging.
like,
lugging
but it's
right.
pretty low RPM, pretty high throttle load.
Oh, yeah. I'm like...
Is that better or worse for an old car than just going down a gear and
Depends
being
on
at
it.
3,000 or 3,500
gear would have been fine. But
why
I
didn't you just
know
go
me,
down?
I would have
one
had to go
fucking gear?
2, floored it, rev the thing to six grand, bent a
So
push
you,
rod.
Jason,
I like
can't
how
just go
you
to
like
4th.
couldn't
I can't
do.
be trusted.
You can't do the thing in the middle.
You know,
You can't just like.
you've seen the way I drive, right?
Yeah,
Professional
but like,
driver, closed course,
but
and all
like,
that other shit.
But also here you are fucking with your foot on the floor going 59 and 5th.
Right.
There's something
Car's
in between
totally
those
happy.
2 things.
All right. Well, I realize now I don't have a choice, right?
I love
don't
how
have a choice.
analytical you are and almost like a perfectionist about like the things you write and the things you say and all these things. And then it's like, all right, just go down 1 gear and drive like a normal human and the most accurate.
But I
precise
made a
form of
rule.
driving,
Like,
and
I
you're
made
But
the-
it would be
That
okay
doesn't
if
make
you
any
said,
sense.
Jay, I had to go to 4th for 30 seconds and then back
It
to
would have
5th.
been totally fine.
Would have been fine.
Right. I
Okay,
did.
but you didn't.
Right. So I had to lift. So
Yeah.
trucks are coming. They're like half mile in the distance, and we're approaching them relatively quickly, despite the fact that we're going walking speed.
Yeah.
Because this guy's like, pfft. And so I lift off and I duck in behind him, get back on the floor, and I'm like, oh, okay. So at 3/4 throttle, I'm pacing him. We're totally good. And he starts slowing down and slowing down and slowing down and slowing down, and I'm like, might have been driving a little bit closer than I should have.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, I fucking had it. I'm going to third. I'm just getting around this guy. So I go to look over and I see in the sticky mirror, there's a white Sentra. And I can't see the white Sentra any other way than in the sticky mirror. And I'm like, where the fuck is that goddamn Sentra? I'm like doing the Linda Blair thing, my head's spinning. I cannot see the motherfucker. And this goes on for probably another half a mile.
Oh my
and I'm
God.
like, I got to get out of here. And now you start to get that like claustrophobia, like, get me the fuck out of here. I'm trapped. So I'm like, you know what? Fourth gear, totally fine. Just putting my signal on and I'm going. Everyone else is going to figure this shit out. Right? So I'm looking over and I'm looking over and I'm looking, and eventually I figure the Sentra is going to come into the regular mirror, or I'll see him, or he'll honk, or I'll flash a light, and I'll figure out where the fuck he is. Right? That's what's going through my head. And I'm looking over, and I just start to go. I'm like going, I'm going, and I'm looking over, looking back, looking over, and one of the times I look over, bam! And all I see is brake lights in front of me. The
truck came into your lane?
Fucking
the truck
hit the
stopped.
brakes. Because we were just about to hit the two other trucks passing each other. At this point, we were
Not even in your lane, 2 lanes over, and
Well,
he hit the brakes
the
before
next, lane 1 and 2 were trucks.
He's
Silverado's 3,
and he
I'm
hit the
trying to get
brakes
to 4.
before passing 2 trucks up a hill.
Was there someone in front of him?
No, there was no one for fucking miles in any direction. I was fucking berserk.
Oh my God,
So it was just one of these like, bunk, fuck it. Are you fucking kidding me? Right? So I'm like, all right, I scratched the bumper because the bumpers are like 6 feet long. They're rubber. And I'm like, there'll be a scuff on the bumper. I'll ask Jay's team to
truck's
film
too
around
tight.
it.
Gaffer.
Gaff, just tape it, just film it from a different angle, whatever. And so I immediately, motherfucker. So I go around him because now we're going so fucking slow that like we're doing 35 probably. I don't even know. And I third gear, full throttle, right over. There's just a pad I pull over. And he stops behind me, and I'm like, I'm not going near this guy because I will actually throttle him.
Yeah.
And I walk over and I look at the front of the car, and I genuinely expected to see a scuff.
And you saw that?
I saw that, and I was
the
like,
headlight is punched in, the corner of the hood is bent down, the front quarter panel has an actual imprint of a Silverado's
Silverado
bumper.
Looks like you could mount the headlight
Like-
in the front fender now.
Like you
It looks
took a fucking
recessed.
dental implant print of a fucking Silverado bumper in
like
your quarter
Ford,
panel.
the last Ford Focus had the headlight that wrapped all the way basically up to the A-pillar. I did that to the Rover.
Yeah, you turned a flat front Rover headlight into a Jaguar E-Type headlight. That's crazy.
I was very upset. So
Yeah.
I saw that, and I was like, oh, shit.
Oh,
So then I walk back to the back of his car, and the bumper's got this beautiful streak of turquoise, Persian aqua.
Yeah.
Technically is the name of the paint on. It's pushed in a little bit. I'm like, okay, fine. So I walk over to his mirror and of his window, and he's holding the wheel, staring straight in front like this. And the guy is still not conscious.
Would
he
you
took
get-
a fucking hit to the rear, and it still didn't wake the asshole up. And so he rolls down the window, and I'm like, do I kill him? And I'm just like, are you okay? And he was like, uh-huh. And I'm like, are you awake? Uh-huh. That's all he said. I'm like, okay, give me a license. And he was like, what? I'm like, license and insurance now. Sorry, I hate you. He just looks at me like I'm crazy. Take a picture of the license, take a picture of the insurance company. He's like, and yours? I'm like, here you go. Take a picture. Have a nice day. And I just left. And he looked at me and he was like, whoa, wait. I'm like, call my insurance. You have it now. And I got in the car and took off. I was so mad at him that I was like, it's my fault.
What
you hit
would
somebody,
if
it's your fault.
if you could guess an age, what age would you guess?
62?
Oh, okay. So old, but not that old.
Not old. Not old enough to be doing. He was just not either. I hate to say this because this is like, although I'm not revealing his identity.
Yeah.
I think he was either drunk or still on sleeping pills or just checked out. But even getting hit.
What
didn't
time
wake him up.
of the morning was this?
8:50.
Oh, so not that early either. Okay.
But
yeah.
he was clearly commuting to work.
Sure.
So anyway, I immediately get on the phone. Car drive's fine. So I get on the phone and I call Leno's producer. I'm like, hey. And he's like, oh my God, you're almost here. Because I had like 10 o'clock was call time. Like I had to be there at 10. And I'm like, I'm going to make it. And I'm like, okay, so the good news is I'm on time.
Yeah.
He's like, the Rover's still running? I'm like, Rover's great. Except I crashed it. And he was like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, I just punted a pickup truck and I don't know what to do. And he's like, well, we had a bet. And so I guess you're not going to make it. I'm like, no, bitch, I'm coming. and he was like, really? You're going to come here? I'm like, well, you tell me. Like, I can turn around and just drive right home. It's only 4 hours. Or I'll come in. And he's like, well, how bad is it? I'm like, crunch the corner. We're not going to be able to film around it. And he was like, just bring it in and we'll see what we can do. So now I have another hour and a bit to think about what I've done. And I'm like, I think I'm
mean,
just
you
gonna,
may be potentially, possibly legally culpable, but maybe not also, but definitely not morally culpable.
I mean,
was
legally,
there
listen,
ever a white Sentra?
There was always.
There was.
Yeah. No, 100%. Yeah, 100%. No,
I was waiting for him for the part of this story where we find out the white Sentra wasn't real.
I never saw a second
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the
It's like Fight
Sentra.
Club.
Yeah.
So I haven't publicized this yet, right? So I'm
okay.
waiting for somebody to be like, I was in the white Sentra.
Oh, man.
And I saw the whole thing. Either way, look, at the end of the day, I'm a grown up. I have to pretend. I pretend to be a fucking grown up. If you're going to be a grown up, you have to admit when you've done wrong. I hit another car, and it's 100% my fault. It doesn't matter whether he hit the brakes or not. He hit the brakes while I was looking to the side. It's my fault. It's just shit happens.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, what do I do on this fucking show? I made the decision, like I could get there. I sort of initially decided I'm going to get there. I'm going to say, guys, I'm really sorry. I found out they had a backup car because they didn't think I was going to make it. So they're like, oh, we have a backup car. He tells me on the phone, we have a backup. Don't worry about it. I'm like, I'm just going to ask to leave the car there and I'm going to get in a plane because Leno's shop is at Burbank Airport.
Yeah.
I'm just going to get in a plane. I'm going to fly home and just pretend this never happened. And I thought about it. I'm like, I work for an insurance company. Like, let me just... So I call my boss.
My lawyers are better than this person. Than
No,
Man's
not
lawyers.
that. No, I call my boss and I'm like, hey, listen, this is pretty embarrassing. I crashed the car. And he's like, oh, no. And I'm like, do you want to turn this into something or do I just go home? And he's like, it's entirely up to you. We don't work, for the record, we don't work, you know my boss. We
Yeah.
don't work with the insurance side. It's two different orgs. Like, we have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah.
But I've had 2 claims in the last 20 years with Haggerty, and they've been amazing.
They are quite a good insurance
It's
company.
unbelievable.
Yeah, we had a claim when Hannah got hit in the Delica, and they paid me within 6 hours.
Oh wait, this gets.
I mean, it was unbelievable how fast they paid me.
I wasn't even home. So I get to the Lenos and they're like, "Oh fuck, what do you want to do?" I'm like, "Do me a favor and just let me talk about the insurance for 1 second." So Leno, we recorded the episode, hasn't aired yet. I think it's scheduled.
Did he drive it?
He did.
He drove it fucking broken?
like a fucking lunatic.
Really?
To the point where I'm like,
good times.
in the car,
Oh,
I can't
all right.
wait to see this.
Oh, this is a good
because
time.
in the car, I'm like, Jay, so you clearly like the way this car drives. And he's like, why do you say that? I'm like, you're going really fast. And he's like, no, I always go this fast. And then what you definitely will not see in the final edit is the guys in the camera car who were listening to us are like, Jay, we can't keep up with you in the EcoBoost Explorer. Slow the fuck down. He hated this car and I think wanted it to die. He tried everything to kill it, and both of us.
Really funny. You know what? Back in the day when me and Rob Ferretti did the first to get a ticket challenge, which the clip circulates on fucking Instagram like every 4 months and racks up millions of views, but nobody ever watches the full 20-minute video, which they should because it's hilarious. But I had to pick a car from the Gotham Dream Cars fleet to go out and compete with Rob Ferretti to see who could intentionally get a ticket first, which is a thing you should never do.
Never do.
You shouldn't have done it in 07. You certainly shouldn't do it now. And Rob had his C5 Corvette with like straight pipes, a turbo, and like a giant GT wing. And I picked the Mercedes SLR McLaren because I hated it so much. I wanted an excuse to just beat the shit out of it in front of cops.
Did you win?
No, I didn't. But the clip of me became much more iconic of the clip of him.
Because I feel
over time.
like a dickbag driving maneuver in a Charger or an Ultima will get you a ticket far faster than like rich dickbag.
Well, but this was in 07, and we had a warehouse full of exotic rental cars, so it was kind of like it was before pre-rich dickbag influencer. This was this was effectively like upscale, like what was those videos that what's the guy Dustin? No, not Eat the Rich. He was doing Gumball and shit. The Mischief videos.
Oh yeah, Mischief 3000.
The Mischief 3. It was this was like upscale versions
Okay.
of Mischief 3000 videos. Yeah. Wait, but when you I'm so sorry, but I'm glad Jay hated the car and beat the balls off.
Well, he did not say this.
Okay.
But now, 4 videos in with him, I know when he likes a car or not.
Yeah.
He did not.
Is it a manual?
It's a manual.
Oh,
yeah.
it is? I didn't put it together that it was a manual.
Yeah, so it's a manual. It's a 3.5 liter V8, rear drive, manual transmission.
What does it weigh?
3,210.
That's probably delightful, actually.
It is a really look.
Like
This car won the British Touring Car Championship in 1979, 1980. I mean, it's actually
Have
a really
you considered
good
doing like a touring car build? aesthetic with it.
Okay,
Now that it's
back up.
broken, it's a good time to
Back
do
up.
that. Yeah.
A week before, I'm talking to the guys at Haggerty's Redline Rebuild team, different video team. They do those stop motion videos that are very
very
cool,
good.
very cool stuff. And we were talking. He's like, I said, "What's next?" We were talking about doing a VR6. I was trying to get them to do a VR6 because I want to see what that engine looks like apart, and I think that'd be really cool. And he's like, "Well, I'm thinking about a Buick 215 because we haven't done an aluminum V8." And I'm like, "Wait a second,
What's a Buick 215?
that? It's the 215cc Buick V8 that was all aluminum, America's first ever all aluminum V8.
What did it go in?
It was 2 years only. I don't remember which cars it Electra. I remember which cars it went in. They ditched it. Rover bought it from them after seeing one on the ground at Mercury Marine, and it turned it into the Rover V8. It's 35 or 215 is 3.5.
Oh, it became the Mercury Marine 3.
No, it never did.
It didn't?
It became the Rover 3.5, which became the 3.9, the 4.3, and the 4.6, which are in the Range Rovers.
Yeah, yeah.
So all the Range Rover, every Range Rovers use a Buick 1950.
I'm going to make sure to remind every Range Rover owner I see of that fact.
It's a Buick motor.
They got a Buick motor.
It was a
there.
Buick motor that they couldn't stop from leaking because they fucked up a bunch of engineering on it, and they fucked the casting up because it was aluminum. They didn't have enough experience with it. So Rover actually, British Leyland, re-engineered the engine for the Rover P6 3500 and the Range Rover. This is the original Range Rover motor. So
Well,
they wanted to do this motor.
Yeah, yeah.
And I said, oh, well, that's what's in the Rover. And they're like, well, send us the Rover. And I'm like, okay, so let me go to Duleno, and then I'll put it on a truck, and you guys, I'll fly out, I'll pull the motor with you, and then we'll build me something. So this happened.
What can you do with it?
You can do a lot with it.
Really?
But my deal was I dynoed it. So I put 108 to the wheels.
Nice.
In fourth gear, spinning 155 miles an hour. So it actually
Oh
should
my
have
God,
been
the gearing
stupid.
is
Stupid. It
really
hits fucking top speed in like third gear, I swear. So
That's hilarious gearing.
so stupid. So I think it was 150, whatever it was. But when I realized this, I'm screaming at the dyno operator. I'm like, those are Fredestein Sprint Classics on it. None of this thing should have ever spun that fast.
Yeah, they're like 120 mile an hour tires.
At best. So we pull the motor, and the deal is it's got to make twice the power. So the goal is 216 to the wheels.
So is it just old hot rod shit you're doing?
Yeah.
Heads
so
and fucking.
we do heads. High
You're not
compression.
putting like a chopper cam in it, are you?
A little bit. I want it to sound what I asked for is.
Can you have them make a flat plane crank?
No, I want the. I want that dignified, elegant looking Daytona copy because it's a copy of the Ferrari Daytona.
Yeah.
Right. To sound like a friggin' NASCAR.
Okay.
And so I want.
Can you have it make twice the power and not drive like shit?
Yeah.
You
yeah.
can?
So we're doing a mild cam on it. So
Okay.
from the factory at 8.13 to 1 compression.
Oh.
So now I have 10 to 1 or 9.8 to 1.
Oh my God!
I asked for it to be a
that
3.9.
compression combined with that gearing.
Yeah,
talk about the
10 seconds to
the
60,
fucking laziest engine.
9.8 to 60 and a 7,000-pound flywheel.
That is the laziest engine.
So here it is. It's now.
Top up.
This is now fixed. This is the after photo. It's at a body shop in
cool.
Michigan.
Great.
I did Euro lights, Euro grill, Euro bumpers, Euro corners. So that is now a full European spec Series 1 front end on it.
Cool.
And a rear bumper on it.
Were all the parts like $85 and $8,000 to ship?
There's a guy named Johan on Facebook. Of
course there is. Of
Who
course there
sent
fucking
me
is.
all of the parts for free.
Oh, really?
Because he loves the content, loved the video I did it, and loved the car.
Oh, well, that's a real
I bought,
delight.
so I had to buy the front grille. There's a company in the
Not
UK
what the invoice says.
No, I can't. I cannot commit insurance fraud working for. The fender I got from, and the grill I got from a company called Rimmer Brothers, which you'll have a lovely time with. In the UK, that just does Rover and British Leyland parts. It was a lot of shipping. Stop it, you children.
That's all the parts division does. We have other divisions.
Anyway, so we
It
decided.
looks great.
It looks really.
Wait, but you have a chance. You now is your chance.
Okay, so do you see the shirt? You didn't even comment on it.
JasonSentMe.com.
JasonSentMe.com.
I figured you would at some point.
I set up. I bought the.
Turn that screw. It's going to droop. Hold the mic where you want it, and then tighten.
They're all fine. They're all tight.
No, it was just drooping. You moved it, and then
went
it was
soft
drooping.
after you're talking about Rimmer Brothers.
Yes,
It's disgusting.
I
It's
know.
fine.
It's clearly my microphone likes that a little more than yours does.
Doink. That was good. Yeah, my thought
mirrors.
was, so I got the JasonSentMe.com domain, and I told the guys on the insurance side of the business, I'm like, you don't have any say in this. I've just set up a thing where we'll just track how many quotes I can get off of this incident. And the reason why is I would have much preferred to just ship the fucking car home, fix it, and never say a word to anyone about this. But if I'm going to publicly humiliate myself by admitting that I punted a fucking pickup truck, I am going to get at least internal credit for this. So if you go to jasonsemi.com, go get an insurance quote, and here's why. You said you had a claim. I had a wire transfer notification 1 hour and 10 minutes after the appraiser came up with the dollar amount.
No, to me, the measure of an insurance company isn't what they charge. It's how fast they pay you when you need them and how little fucking bullshit they put up to getting paid when you need the money.
This is the way it worked. I'm at Leno's garage, and on speakerphone, I call claims because they're miking me up to go on camera. And I'm like... And the girl's like, hey, thank you for calling Haggerty, whatever. And I'm like, hi. I have to make fun of the Midwestern accent. And I'm like, hi, just wrecked my car. I have 20 minutes to make a decision right now. I need to get home. How far are you? Okay. So we go through the list. You have this amount of coverage to get you home.
Yeah.
You have this amount of coverage, that's trip interruption coverage, right? To get the car home. You have this amount of coverage to get the car back to whatever shop you want. You have this amount of, because she just goes through the whole thing. And I'm like, okay, can I just buy a ticket? She's like, just get home. Like, whatever. And I'm like, dude, what about Ubers? And Jason, just go home. It's fine. So the next day, I call the guy.
With that Traverse City accent, it's really
Traverse City.
Jason,
oh my God.
Jason, just get home. Get on a plane.
Just, it's okay.
Fine.
You've had a bad day. Well, I'm not kidding. So I book a ticket on Untied Airlines or whatever it was, Delta. We film the segment. I leave the car at Jay's. That night, my normal guy we ship cars all the time for filming. He's like, yeah, I have an empty truck. We'll pick it up. I'm like, just send me an invoice, whatever it is. That night, my car is home, and I have a stack of receipts. I text the adjuster in the morning. I'm like, here's the flight. Here's the Uber home on the other side of it. Here's dinner that I had at the airport because she kept telling me, just get home. And here's the whatever it was to ship the car. And I had 1 hour later and a message from her, hey, fill out this form for your bank information and we'll just send it. 1 hour after that, wire transfer. And I was like, okay, that's fucking wild.
That's solid. Yeah.
Then we ship the car to Michigan. While it's being shipped, I get a call from the adjuster. Oh, I upload pictures of it on this little app. This guy calls me. He's like, hi, it's Tony. And I'm surrounded by Anthonys. I'm like, of course you're a funny there, Anthony. And he's like, okay, I spent a whole day trying to figure out just exactly what a Rover SD1 is. Cool car. Like your video, because that was the source of half of my research.
Oh, that's funny.
So I found a bunch of parts, and I went through the whole thing.
Good thing you made a video.
No shit, right? He's like, I'm going to send you a PDF of my appraisal, and I need you to know one thing. I have no idea where we're going to get these parts. I'm looking at eBay. I'm looking at whatever, blah, blah, blah. Don't get mad if you see something you don't like. Just call me. I'm like, okay. He writes, we have a conversation. We get off the phone. I get a PDF. It's X amount of dollars. And 1 hour later, the wire transfer came in, minus my deductible. And I'm like, you have got to be fucking kidding me. Car goes to Michigan. I buy all the parts. Boom. I just last week sent all of the updated invoices. It's a lot more than they expected. This car would have been totaled.
Yeah.
This is the key point here. Forget about how fast they paid. That's wonderful. This car would have been totaled 63.7 times if I had it insured with anyone else.
Yeah.
But Haggerty's an agreed value thing. So you discuss with them what you think the car's worth.
Yeah.
And you're talking about replacement cost. Not market value. And this is the nicest Rover SD1 in the U.S. It's a North American spec car. They only made a couple hundred of them. 1,200 of them. They're all gone.
Yeah.
And so we came up with a number of what we thought it would cost to replace it with a Euro car and whatever, because we'll never find another one. And thank God I did, because it is now paid for and it doesn't have an engine in it, unrelated to the crash. Yeah. But if you care about your car, go get a guaranteed value policy.
So when Hannah got hit in the Delica, which is on Haggerty, first of all, the funniest thing about the Delica is that it was the fourth car in my policy. And it kicked in a multi-vehicle discount.
So it cost you
and it's
less.
so much cheaper than all the other cars I have on this policy that my premium was negative $85 a year. So Haggerty pays me $85 a year to drive this car to keep it insured. So it's actually not even worth selling. It's
just trust me, hit the 10 car mark.
Well,
when I added
Really?
the
What
10th
happens
car,
at 10?
I got another discount.
Like a
My
punch
Ferrari-
card at Subway?
Well, the Ferrari actually saved me money. I got a refund when I added the Ferrari because that I think was car 6. And then when I got to 10, it was such a big discount that they wrote me a check.
Get out of here. I'm at 8.
Go for 10.
Oh, dude. Okay. Shit. You people call me an expensive friend.
JasonSendMe.com.
You just beat me.
JasonSendMe.com.
Okay. So no, but when Hannah got hit, it was during COVID, and she got hit in her Delica. All that was damaged was the sliding door. She got hit right in the sliding door, which still opened but was just dented. So, new door, $2,000
You could get one?
in Canada.
Oh.
Closest one.
Okay.
Shipping from Japan, if I want a Japanese one, $6,000 to get the door. Shipping from Canada, height of COVID. This was May of 2020. I had to send one of my employees from here. Shipping was not possible from Canada. Things weren't going across.
Right.
I had to send one of my employees from here in a rented Chrysler minivan to drive to the Canadian border and
grab
meet a guy to get a door.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Drive home. And Haggerty paid for it.
Listen,
They paid me. It costs more in bullshit to get this van fixed than I paid for the whole van, and they paid for it.
This thing, this repair costs 2.5 times what I paid.
What you
for
paid
that
for the
car.
car? Yeah,
About the car cheap, but it doesn't matter. That's the difference.
Yeah.
I have fought with State Farm. I've fought with Progressive. We've all fought with different insurance companies. But when you can agree on the value of the car on the outset, before the fucking thing is crashed, which is why I'm doing all these commercials and every one of the videos.
If you're buying investment grade shit and the value goes up, you adjust it every year.
I bought this car from some kid whose grandfather left it to him, and he had no idea what it was worth, he didn't know anything about it. So we stole it. And that doesn't mean if that would have been. State Farm would have I use State Farm as an example because they're my regular insurance
Any
provider
regular insurance company
for my daily. But they would have been like, okay, we'll give you $1,600 and send you on your way, and I would have had to mount the world's biggest bitch fit. There would have been lawyers involved. I was putting that car back on the road if it cost me 5 figures out of my own pocket. Because I want the car. Period.
No, that's the point.
So this is. This is why I felt passionate enough to make a T-shirt and whatever.
Got it. Agreed value insurance, whether it's Haggerty or someone else, is a good idea if your car is special.
Make sure you have special insurance on a special car. If it's your daily,
they won't. And Haggerty, I've tried. Haggerty won't insure daily
for good reason.
And they make you have a daily,
of course.
Like even if you only drive old cars. You have to prove you have a daily.
Right. And a daily can be an old car too, but you're not going to insure it.
But you can't be insured with them.
The reason why is, listen, I would have never, I don't subject my cars to rush hour traffic and you see why. Dippy Doo in his Silverado.
Yeah, that's why you're going at 5 in the morning. Yeah, that sucks balls. Well, it'll be fun when it's done. That'll be a good little hot rod. That's cool.
I'm hoping for headers. I'm hoping for head work. I'm hoping for a cam. Definitely 10-to-1 compression.
You know what? Your goal should be to make it sound like an Alpha Montreal. With the 2.8 liter V8, one of the best sounding.
Can you hear videos on videos on YouTube if you play them?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Do Rover Vitesse sound. Or SD1 Vitesse. So Vitesse was the homologation car that they made.
Okay.
And it was 190 horse from 3.5 liters.
I also would like to see what the race car looked like. Was it cool?
Race cars were hot looking.
Were they cool looking? Can you do some race car body work on yours? Like, do they widen it?
It's the only nice one in the country. There's a guy coming around. It's not a short. It's a regular one. Coming around a roundabout.
Oh, the Vitesse has like the deep chin
awesome
splitter, the deep chin splitter and shit. Yeah, it looks good.
Like.
All right, let's see.
This is what I want.
A 9-second long video. Oh, this guy drifts out of the roundabout too, like a boss. All right. Oh yeah.
Open diff, I think.
Wow, but that was so much noise. The car didn't go anywhere. It was so slow. That is what open headers on 190 horsepower looks like.
It sounds like a NASCAR.
It did sound like a NASCAR, though.
I just want that noise.
You don't want it quite that much.
Oh, yeah, I know.
You don't want it.
I want to cut out.
Don't you want to road trip the car? Oh, you want cut out?
Okay, cool, yeah. So I want to make it like normal, and then setting off car alarms. From
it is actually, especially with the that chin splitter for that one, like that looks good. That's a good looking car.
It's a good looking car, and the U.S. car looked so terrible that no one really knows what they look like.
Yeah,
but I don't actually like that.
Oh, and there's the Goodwood Road and Racing on the right. Jamie Chadwick makes historic debut in V8 Rover SD1. That's the race car.
I just love the body lean that snaps back at
I don't know what
right
you're talking
here.
about. I mean, it's a live rear axle,
real tight front end on that.
With struts up front.
Yeah, I just want to see what the race car looks like.
It's a TR8 underneath, effectively. It's a Triumph TR7 with a V8.
Oh, okay.
So fastest steering of any car in production at the time, longest fifth gear.
Oh, it's Marlboro livery?
Right.
Oh, dude.
Right. We'll have a fat
Man, that looks good as a fucking race car, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Why are cigarette liveries so cool? Because you want to fucking smoke. Yeah, that's a good looking race car. I like that very much.
Yeah, I will now have a
hot rod.
Brand new engine, brand new front end.
Pretty cool. Yeah. Is the gearbox American in that car also?
No, it's Triumph. Actually, no. Hold on. It was Tier 8. It was developed specifically for this car.
Okay. So it's a British Leyland gearbox?
British Leyland gearbox.
All right. Can it handle double the horsepower? Probably.
Yeah, because it won't get any more torque.
Okay.
So it'll be. I mean, they use them in the.
Look, the race cars they actually don't have different bodies. They just really have cool liveries. That looks like an early car.
It should have a Vitesse. That was probably too early. So the Vitesse, there were two front spoilers. That's the rounded one you just saw on that car, on that roundabout, which I don't like. The earlier one was more angular, and I'm looking for one of them. Then they had a spoiler,
they probably don't exist.
They don't. They don't. And it's just. I did the Euro bumpers because the U.S. bumpers were egregious.
Yeah.
The U.S. headlights were the most hideous thing you've ever seen.
U.S. bumpers are always bad. Pick a car.
Yeah, but
is there any car that
USA spec?
Any car that had a good SD1. U.S. bumper?
Better than Euro? No.
What was the worst? The worst offenders? I mean, Countach's.
Scirocco 16 valve was pretty terrible.
Worse than a Countach one? No, Countach one.
Yeah, look at that front.
Whoa. Wow. That is atrocious.
I'm going to make a vomit.
That's what the one. How about the one downstairs on that Espada?
They're pretty.
The
terrible.
U.S. bumper on that Espada is really bad.
I just saw another car that the bumper was like 2.5 feet long, and I just couldn't stop laughing. What the hell was it? But Scirocco 16 valves, one of the worst.
We have okay. I want to hear before we can pick one of two topics before we go to the people.
Sure.
Do you want to tell me about filming in Chuckwalla, because you really had a story about that you wanted to talk about, or do you want to talk about the manual swapped CLK Black Series, because Zach and I are going to go drive a manual swapped SL55 next week, and I have a theory that if it can be done more affordably than with the Ferraris, manual swapped 2000s era Mercedes could be an untapped area of fun for enthusiasts.
Oh my God! I want to talk about both of them.
Pick one.
The Black Series.
Black Series. Okay, they'll learn about Chuckwalla later.
I drove them.
You drove a manual swapped CLK Black Series, like an 08 or something, right? Yeah.
It was 07. I've driven a lot of manual swap cars. Most of them suck. You have throttle calibration issues. You know, and Mercedes especially does very strange throttle calibration where you have kind of nothing, and very linear build. And I expected this car to be a basket case. The guy who did it is a guy named Matt Quick, Kwiek. And he's in like Kentucky, or Tennessee, Tucky. And he used all factory Mercedes parts on this. So everything is a Mercedes part, except for the drive shaft, I think was the only one he had to modify. Other than the fact that it was telling you it had no ESP, because it was looking, the stability control was looking for a signal from the transmission, it felt 100%. I'm sorry, the only non-factory part on that car was the clutch disc.
Oh, sure.
Which you got from someone and wouldn't tell me who it was and whatever. It's a clutch disc. Car felt like it could have come from the factory. Looked and felt and drove like it could have come from the factory. And all I can say is we didn't know that 6.2 liter has throttle response to rival an S65, meaning the BMW E90 M3 8 throttle body V8. Its throttle response is amazing. That car is brilliant to drive with a stick. I want one.
I drove back in the day a CLK 430 Sport that had a manual swap.
The fuck would do that?
I mean, a guy. I don't know. It was whatever. I was shocked at how like sporty it actually was, and how much the gearbox like really just sucked the life right out of it.
Yeah.
So we're driving this SL50, and I expect the
So is it
SL50
55 or 55K? So it's supercharged or naturally aspirated? I think
No, it's a supercharged. There never was a naturally aspirated SL
only
55.
K.
Right.
So I've also driven. Matt did a 55 swap on a 126 coupe. That I drove.
Yeah.
And that car itself was a little bit rough around the edges. It was pretty fun. And then I just drove a 55K swapped Pagoda that he drove at a
Oh, that's like what Mechatronic is doing, shit like that.
That was fucking nuts.
I bet that was unhinged.
Was just absolute stupidity.
Could you steer it?
No.
Okay.
Couldn't control the goddamn thing. There were trees everywhere.
That seems really shady.
I mean, it worked, but
yeah.
The Black Series, I immediately called a friend who's got a friend who has a Black Series for sale, and I asked him if he would sell it to me, and the guy's like, "Him and Han, that could be
what would a swap cost?
I don't know. I think 20.
Yeah, a Ferrari's like 25.
Yeah,
I was thinking to be something that could be mass adopted, it would probably have to cost like 10 to 15, not 20.
You can do it yourself. I mean, what is this? There we go. So that car, the manual swap car that I drove, sold on.
That was the
DAT.
black car.
It was the black one.
What did it go for?
I don't know.
Can you
It was
look?
no mileage.
Yeah.
I want a driver. It was.
Oh, there.
There we go. It was spectacular.
So what was the shifter out of? If it was a Mercedes
Probably
part?
an SLK.
Yeah.
Or a Chrysler Crossfire.
Was the gearbox an SLK gearbox?
I don't know. I don't remember because I've driven a bunch of his swap cars and I don't remember which one was which. They're all Mercedes parts, so it's got to be either like a diesel to be able to handle the torque.
Yeah.
One of the diesel 6-speeds or Crossfire 6-speed, i.e. a SLK.
Yeah.
But I don't. This is 6 months ago, 4 months ago.
I'll find it.
How? I mean, it kind of makes you disappointed that they never offered the car like that because they
Mercedes is so fucking
probably
stupid.
could have.
They should have.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's using if Matt's using nothing but Mercedes parts on it,
Yeah.
except for a clutch disc, it was all Lego and they could have done it.
Yeah.
I would.
I wonder if it would hold up. I mean, devil's advocate. I wonder if it would hold up to
It's
Mercedes'
not that much
durability
torque.
cycle.
It's not that much torque
Yeah.
compared to the diesels that and also the SLK 32.
Yeah.
Which I think was available as a manual. Yes.
In Europe, maybe.
In the Crossfire,
Not in the
right?
in the Crossfire, yeah.
Didn't have that much more less torque.
It got 138 grand, which honestly, you said it had no miles on it.
28,000. Yeah, which I consider no on a car
that's,
like that.
That's
moderate.
That's
amount of miles.
mild to medium for one of these. That's actually like.
I think that car did what.
I think
Post
that's
drove
what it would have gotten if it was stock. I think the gearbox didn't really add much value, but it also didn't.
I don't
reduce.
track the
There's
price.
a same year, same color, same mileage, basically auto, and it went for 92. Condition could be different, but a quick glance.
Went for 92.
92.
Holy
Now,
shit!
in
You can get a
February of this
fucking
year.
Black Series for under 100K still with like.
Oh God, yeah.
Really?
That's why I want one.
Oh.
There's the one that I'm looking at is 92,000 miles on it.
And it's
I don't give a fuck.
like that's got to be cheap.
Yeah.
92,000 miles.
Yeah,
is
I'm
cheap.
cheap.
Yeah, that's got to
So,
be cheap.
The results.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Oh wow. Oh, most of these are a lot
735.
cheaper than I
They're
thought.
not bad. You want to talk about a special? They made what 150 for the U.S. market.
They're
That's
rare. Yeah, 28 a 12K mile for $1.25. Let's see.
Absolutely the best
How about,
driving
what's that
Mercedes.
silver one? Oh, bid to. I want to see sold. Wait, I want to see sold for 79. That one. What does 79 grand get you on
best driving Mercedes Benz of all time, without
Go
question.
down silver? It is 75,000 miles.
Head bolts replaced, which is the only thing you really need to do on them.
Yeah. Well, if you were doing a manual swap, that would be the kind of thing that could be done while you're in there. You know.
Yeah, you probably. I assume he drops the powertrain out, drops the front side frame out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And does he reprogram the throttle response and everything to
He
better
didn't have
fit?
to.
He didn't have to do it.
That's the crazy part. Is from the factory, the throttle calibration was perfect for a manual. Perfect rev match heel and toe. The only thing that was non-op was ESP.
Yeah.
And a car with that much power, I wouldn't mind having it, but I'll.
You and I would be just fine without it. I'd be totally okay without it. When I drove a couple of the manual swapped Ferraris, getting the ABS to work was the hard
And the
thing.
Ferrari stuff, I got to so I've driven a bunch of F430s that were swapped. This is one of those things that are really hard to admit. They're not great. because the engine, that flat plane crank V8, they for the Formula One, the F1 cars, paddle shift cars, they put no flywheel on it.
Yeah.
And so your absolute fastest shift, let's say you do a 3/4, which is a really fast shift, right? You still can't catch the revs on the way down.
You have to feather the throttle
on the shift. So
but and you kind of didn't on the real ones.
They were better, but they were
not
not good enough.
I really liked the manual 430 that I drove. I liked the original one I drove, and I thought that the swapped one I drove was fun.
The one that I liked the best actually was the one that was chopped up into that M18 New Stratos. Oh my God!
Why do you think?
Just because the body of the car.
It
was like driving an Elise. But
yeah.
But it was such a chore to shift fast. You get used to it. You can drive around it. But this was a better manual than the Ferrari.
Yeah, when you have a super light flywheel and a gated shifter, that becomes hard. Yeah. Like when you've got like your 308 or my 328 or even a 360. A 360 is about the limit where you don't have to do the feathery bits anymore.
And even the 308, I tend to double clutch even upshifts.
You do?
Here's why. All of the Ferrari dogleg gearboxes are, when they're cold.
When they're cold, I skip
miserable.
second. Yeah, I skip shifts second when they're cold.
And just because I know second is not even going to happen, right? I mean,
first and second ratio is so close together in the 328 also that
what I'll do
you
is
can skip shift and people won't even notice.
I start out in second when it's cold.
Oh, yeah.
And because once I've covered a half a mile in second gear, then second gear's warm enough.
Yeah. For my car, it was like half a mile to a mile you could use second.
And then, but driving normally. But if you're in second, so I live on a hill and I start out in second. And so by the bottom of the hill, I know second is warm enough that I can go into.
Yeah.
But second is a 51 mile an hour gear in that car anyway. It's stupid short. But I tend to I double clutch on an upshift anytime the transmission's cold, which is most of the time you're driving anyway. Yeah. Especially in old cars. And so it slows that down.
I did the skip shift. My car never required double clutching, but and Donnie always told me that for all the rebuilds he did, he said he's never had to rebuild a 328 gearbox. He said it's basically indestructible.
They're miserable, but indestructible.
Yeah,
when they're cold.
Yeah. When they're warm, they're fucking wonderful. Great. Yeah.
I love my 308. I adore that car.
I had a really good time in my 328. I don't miss it per se. But I will definitely be buying another transition era Ferrari at some point.
You should probably drive a 308 GT4.
I know they're really light and fun. Everybody likes them.
I mean, it shits on every other mid-engine. I've driven them all.
Because it's a Dino underneath, not a 308 underneath.
And I just drove a 348. We actually in the ZR1 we did icons on ZR1, and we had all the Corvettes and then a bunch of the Ferraris.
C4 ZR1s are a pretty good time. They're a good time.
That
the
and
$25,000 for one of those is money
and
really
ours
well
was
spent.
like Dick Eggplant Purple. It was gorgeous. That fucking car was gorgeous. But
it's aubergine.
It's whatever the fuck you want to call it. It was fucking amazing looking. And then we had a 348 Serie Speciale. So we had a Speciale there. I couldn't contain the drool looking at that thing, but to drive.
What year was that? The Serie Speciale.
Forgive me.
The only decent year for the 348 was 94. The rest of them
the rest of the Speciale lost the grill on the rear taillights and nope, it doesn't. It's not as pretty as the
348s are a great 6/10 car. If you want to go for a nice cruise, they're cool.
They
look great.
I slid that car around this. I didn't mean to. It wouldn't understeer. It was all ass all the time, which is probably why Montezemolo hated it.
Yeah.
Because on the road, maybe that's scary. On the track, that was predictable. I got out of it. Randy Popes is like, "What are you doing in that old car? Be nice to it." I'm like, "Here's the keys, dickbag." And he immediately slid it around. He was like, "This thing is magic." But the ZR1s
are
shocked the shit out of all of us. Yes. Who knew C4 ZR1s, another one, will not understeer, and it's just the most progressive slides, and what a car.
Those cars, they don't look like much, but goddamn are they are exceptionally good to drive. Yeah, they're fun. This is going to sound very white. I had a tennis instructor when I was in high school that drove one of those. And
who was he fucking making?
Exactly.
Right?
Like who's fucking
all the moms.
And actually, this guy went from a Lumina Z34 Euro, the 4-cam Lumina, to the ZR1. So he was clearly had a fetish for American 4-cam engines. but was clearly kept by some Greenwich woman.
Yeah.
But he let me drive that motherfucker in high school. It was like a 95 ZR1. That left a mark, that car. I could not believe it.
I can't believe the amount of noise and just great driving experience you get per dollar.
Yeah,
on that
yeah.
car. Like that thing.
They're 25, 30 grand.
I will say that the purple one drove nothing like so handling, 11 out of 10. One of the best handling cars I've ever driven in my life.
Yeah.
The red one that I did the Revelations video on, it sounded twice as good. So I called the guy who owned that, and he's like,
Were they different years?
Yeah, the red one was a first year, so 90.
Yeah.
This one was a 94.
Yeah, yeah. Which did you like better?
The 90.
You did?
Yes, except it had the full power light on, which kind of...
The 90 is the square nose. The 94 is the round nose. The 90 is weird because it has a square nose but a round rear. That was the first Corvette to do that, and then it went to a round nose for the 94, 95.
You know what? I never even noticed the facelift.
Seriously?
Totally never
You have to
noticed
notice it because in one of the best car flub scenes in film of all time, Wesley Snipes leaves a restaurant in passenger 57 driving a square nose Corvette and arrives at his meeting in a round nose Corvette. His car changes
Ladies and gentlemen,
generation.
this episode is sponsored by the Autism
It's
Awareness
one
Fund.
cut. Nothing happens in between. Departure, arrival, different generation of car.
How the fuck did that happen?
It is one cut and nothing happens in between.
Okay.
It's insanity.
But
yeah,
for whatever
so you like
reason,
the early car.
because that late car, I started to think maybe. So they have 11 throttles in them. So they have the regular throttle body, and then they have another. Let me do this correctly. There are 8 ITBs. So there's 16 runners.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Then there's the main throttle, and then 2 others.
Okay.
Right. When you start the car, it's in regular power mode. You need the key to turn to like full power mode.
Right. Yeah.
Regular power mode fires 8 injectors, the biggest injectors that they can put in that could fuel it at idle smoothly.
Okay.
Right. So 8 runners, and on the low lift cam lobes. This is fucking crazy. This is pre-VTEC shit.
Mm-hmm.
So 8 of the intake valves were on low lift, and they had 8 injectors on them, and that's all the car ran on unless you were in full power mode. Full power mode at 4,000 or 3,800 or whatever it was, under full throttle, would flip open the butterflies, breathe through the second set of intake runners and the second set of intake valves that rode on cams that were longer duration and higher lift, and then fired 8 other injectors to fuel those. And so you get a VTEC-like changeover.
Yeah.
And the 94 never sounded like it opened up. Now, it pulled all the way to $7,000 in full power mode and ran out of steam at 5,500 in regular. So it was doing something, but it felt slow and it didn't sound violent.
I wonder if it's one of those things that, like, even though it was better, customers complained about it.
Could be.
And they said, all right, let's like smooth this transition out because people don't like the off-cam, on-cam thing.
It wasn't, you didn't feel a nudge like you did in VTEC,
Yeah.
but you definitely heard something.
Yeah.
And I think this car just might have not been either. It was a change that they made between 90 and 94. But whatever, that 90, I have an iPhone video of it accelerating towards me that I could probably...
They're,
You drop it.
I can.
they're very underrated. And they don't drive like they look.
No.
They look like they won't drive great, but the steering is like crazy sharp.
Steering's good.
The ride is really nice, and they're a bitch to get in and out of, but they're actually pretty comfortable when you're sitting in there.
The side sill
It's
is
so stupid.
And look, that interior is
it's
crap,
janky.
crap.
Yeah.
But
like you want to go fast for $25,000, $30,000. That's a fucking hell of a car. They're fun.
When the hell
cool.
did I do that Revelations episode? Because I have this video is the noise. So we weren't really going to. I didn't think anything of it. No one's ever talked about that like changeover. And then I started doing research on this engine. It's like, wait a second, this is basically VTEC without the VTEC.
Mercury Marine.
Mercury. Well, hold on. Mercury Marine cast the block and assembled the engines. Lotus did
No, I know. I know Lotus did all
That
the
is a-
top end work on it, right?
No, whole engine.
They did the whole engineering work?
Entire engine
Okay, I
from start
didn't
to
know that.
finish. No one knows this. Everyone thinks it's a Mercury Marine. It's 100% Lotus. That LT5 was 100% Lotus. The only thing they shared with any GM product was the bore spacing because GM said a small block must have 4 point whatever the fuck.
No, it's a kick-ass engine.
Yeah. I'm hoping.
I do like a C4 ZR1. Let's go to the people, because otherwise we'll be here all goddamn day, and you got to drive a French car 7 hours home. It won't be 7 hours.
This time I'm not locking it in.
The problem is you're going to want to
gear.
take the 101. You're not going to want to take the 5.
I want to go home.
Okay.
We just shot for 5 days. 121 degrees. Actual ambient air temperature.
No,
do you know what that felt like?
I've been to fucking the Arabian Desert.
We got yelled at by the EMT when we were done filming. He walked in. He goes, "Thanks for not needing me. Don't do this again." We're like, we're paid you to be here.
Speaking of paid you to be here, so have our patrons at patreon.com/the Smoking Tire Podcast.
Am I getting a cut of this?
And no. And speaking of paying to be here, the Smoking Tire is coming to Texas. We are going to be doing live shows in Houston on July 24th and Dallas on July 25th with Christian James Hand. Dallas, dude, they're filling up quick. We have a big time fan base in Texas. So come on down, have a fucking cocktail with the boys. We are, and I mean, honestly, you get to listen to us bitch at each other for a couple hours, but really you get to see Christian James Hand perform, which is a privilege for all of us. Can we say amazing. That he's going to be doing what he's going to be doing? Do you think he'd want us to share?
No, I think he likes it when it's a surprise.
Okay, we're not. I mean, he's going to be doing his show, but I don't want to say what
it is
song
he's doing will be the most amazing experience of your life.
He's doing songs that are sort of car people themed. Yeah, it'll be good. Okay. It'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, getting to see him do his show is great.
I found the video.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm sorry. Sorry, it took
no.
So
Let's
long.
Let's listen to a ZR1.
This is just an iPhone recording.
Okay, iPhone 3. Listen. Oh yeah, you can hear it switch cams.
And you that. It's nuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
I sent that to the owner, and he's like,
car,
he had a Borla on it, and he didn't tell me. He's like, I'm putting the Borla back on. I had to put it in stock because he brought it to Bowling Green, and they give you like some 100-point rating, and he got he had to put the original exhaust back on to get his 100 point, and I'm like, dude, get that fucking anyway.
They wouldn't let me park it in Corvette Rogue. It had a Borla on it.
It had the wrong brand of battery or some shit, and they docked him a point, whatever. Fucking weirdo. All
Concourse people. Yeah. Concourse. Are you going to Pebble, by the way?
Of course I'll be there. I'll be there for the week. I don't know if I'll be there for the Concours on Sunday.
Are you going to Quail?
I don't know.
I'm showing my Manx.
Oh,
you have to come. But you're going to be at Motorlux.
I will be at Motorlux.
So do you know what I'm doing at Motorlux? I'm towing my Manx to Pebble with a Bentayga. I have the only tow package equipped Bentayga press car in the country they got for me.
And you're towing a radial engined Manx.
Yeah, and I'm showing the whole rig at Motorlux, driving it right in together.
I am apparently going to have 2 of my cars at Motorlux.
Cool. Which
E30 wagon and the Cosworth 190.
Oh, fun. Yeah.
Which I'm looking forward to. But I haven't, Quail yet. I'll be at Legends because I'm a German car whore.
My car is going to be in the Manx booth at Quail. Okay. And Road and Track is a Quail sponsor.
Anyone listening to this who works for the Quail Motorsport Gathering, please give me a ticket.
Yeah. We could probably... You can get a press pass.
To Quail?
Yes.
When did that happen?
Now.
Submit your application.
Hey Siri, remind me to get a press pass.
We will connect later. But you 100% could get a press pass to Quail.
That is... It's become a press event.
No, you can and you will. You will just make sure you
heard it here
you're
first.
the right person. It would be insane if you didn't get a press pass.
Dude, I've been kicked out of far worse places. Fucking McDonald's and Chick-fil-A ones.
Right. Wait, hang on. The Patriots. We got these people deserve to be here.
They paid you.
I'm not right.
Not me.
Us.
You heard it here. I'm not getting a.
Patreon.com/the Smoking Tire Podcast. Ask your questions. Get them answered on the show. Watch the live stream. Get the show before everybody else. Get an ad-free listening experience. Get exclusive access to TST merch and collabs and a whole lot more. Extra podcast also. You get extra.
So good at this upsell bullshit. I just bought a T-shirt that said jasonsentme.com. That's right.
Listen, you just convinced me to do fucking 20 minutes on why Haggerty's a good insurance company. So I'd say you fucking scammed me.
Hey, McKeel, I want to raise.
I'd say you fucking scammed
Mr. Haggerty.
You scammed the shit out of me on this one.
Listen, I want people to be protected. Like, the amount of people that come over to me like, oh, fucking Progressive was totaled my car. Well, you're an asshole.
You already did your goddamn plug.
Sorry. It wasn't even a plug. Okay.
My dog's manservant says, since you're a VW head, would you ever add a Golf R or R32 to your collection?
No, because I'm not a fan of all-wheel drive, especially front-wheel drive-based all-wheel drive systems, because if I'm going to have front-wheel drive, I want to be able to do burnouts. With that said, a Mark IV R32 sounds amazing. I love it. I adore
Mark
it.
IV R32 is a nice car.
Great looking.
It's a great looking car.
Sounds, looks,
Yeah.
feels,
I think
smells
best
good.
looking modern Volkswagen, definitely. Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Gin and Taconic State Parkway, absolutely love it. What made you start the Excel file?
Of everything I've ever driven.
Yeah.
I had previously kept a sort of a log of all the cars that I'd driven, but when I started in the business, I very quickly realized I would ask people, like, what did you think of this? And they'd be like, I don't remember. And so it was actually even right before I started at Automobile, and I sort of made the decision, let me keep my thoughts organized, because at some point these will become unmanageable, and that has happened. We're 19 years, so it helps.
Makes sense.
Helps a lot.
Joe says, if Jason could engine swap anything in your garage, what would you choose?
I would have engine swapped the Lotus Elise. I would have case swapped
Honda,
yeah, and then I would have kept it.
M3 Seashells says, what new car model is everyone most looking forward to?
Rivian R3.
The
X.
R3? Yes.
I mean,
It looks very nice.
I
Have you
told
noticed that nobody's been talking about the Ioniq 5N with the knobby tires that already kind of looks like that a little bit, though?
Yeah, but it doesn't.
It
It's not
kind
that
of
cute.
does.
It kind of, it does, but not good.
Yeah,
No,
it's
too
not
big.
as-
The thing, if the Ioniq 5N or the Ioniq 5 was the size it looks,
Right.
if it was golf
That's
size,
true.
I don't want one.
That's true. Yeah,
I like
yeah.
little cars.
I do too. I like a little. I love a little car. I don't have to compensate. Says. Okay. Whoa. Oh, this
That
is
was
some.
a slip of the tongue that I made.
All right. Wait.
where it
Hang on a
seems
minute. There's a lot of like hypothetical stuff, but I do want to focus first on things that are like actual Jason knowledge. So like, okay, Fridolin Cox says, did any of you ever drive an Audi A2? That would be in a European. I've seen them in Europe, the little hatchbacks.
Yeah, never drove one.
They're kind of cute, but I think it's just a two-door version of an A3, right?
No, isn't it one size smaller?
Is it one size smaller?
I think it is.
I think all of those little cars are like nice to see and putter around in Europe, but I think they might not make so much sense in America.
I want a Polo GTI. Like,
Do you?
Yeah, or any of the little GTIs, because I want something the size of my Mark 1. My Mark 7 Golf is too big. And that's a weird thing to say, but when you live in the Bay Area...
Yeah. Isn't, like, I've found that in America, though, like, granted, a car can be too big, obviously, right? But I found that, like, in a country with like more or less standardized parking spaces, that a car that's smaller than a certain size like stops being beneficial in America.
Because you don't live in San Francisco, I agreed that way. In the Bay Area,
Yeah.
you have no standardized parking spots.
I guess New York City sometimes as
New
well.
York City, but a parking spot's a parking spot in New York. Doesn't matter whether it's an F-150
Well, there's
or...
some parking spaces that aren't
That's
metered
true.
where they're
Right.
free, and it actually does.
And that's
yeah.
almost all of San Francisco.
Yeah.
Plus, the roads are tiny.
Yeah.
And they're just really narrow. And like all my friends have like a dinghy. They have an i3 because it'll fit on their driveway between the garage door and the sidewalk. Little cars make sense in very few places in the U.S.
Barbecue sauce on my titties says, are there any semi-modern performance cars that you or Randy have driven on the track that were slower than the grippy Pacifica camera car?
It's actually a Grand Caravan, even worse.
Oh, yeah.
And it with PS.
Well, not necessarily. When we did Performance Camera Van of the Year 3 years ago, we had a Sienna, we had a short
I was there.
wheelbase Grand Caravan, and the Pacifica, and the Grand Caravan did win.
Did win. I
It
remember
was
that.
it was the fastest.
If he's talking about my Vangina, so our camera van has a license plate on it, Gina, because her name is Gina, and she's my van. So
Yeah.
my Vangina, if that's barbecue sauce on
I
the
think
titties,
that's probably
what you're asking
what-
about. Yeah, it happens all the
did
time.
you put sticky tires on
We
it?
did. We
Yeah.
have all season 4s.
Yeah, AS4, yeah.
Just the all seasons, which now have 21,000 miles of like track and horrible abuse,
Yeah.
and finally gave out this week at Chuckwalla in 120 degree
degree heat,
roasted. Half of the old cars that we shoot can't even come close to keeping up with it.
Yeah.
Like the 348 couldn't keep up with it. The C4 Corvette couldn't even. I mean, not at all. Like
The ZR1?
The ZR1
Couldn't keep up with the Pacifica?
not around corners. and so I always have Anthony Esposito screaming at me on the radio, like, "Come on, Jason, up, 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 up." That's like,
Do
drive
those
up to
cars
camera.
have good tires on them when you're driving them? Sometimes,
Depends on who the
yeah.
owner
Yeah,
is.
sometimes not.
Sometimes not.
Yeah.
But basically,
There's no
anything-
way a C4 ZR1 with good tires on it isn't out handling a minivan.
It can probably, that van pulls stupid grip, like genuinely stupid grip. It happens a lot. It's funny when it happens. It makes us all laugh. But
we've had similar things happen when we film whatever classic cars. Front wheel drive NSX says, in what world can we expect actual drivers' cars to make a return, or are we just doomed to SUV hell?
we are doomed to SUV hell, except that you can always buy old cars.
Yeah, or if you're like really rich, you can buy amazingly analog cars.
This is the problem, right?
Yeah.
You have to be really like
the problem is manual transmissions, analog gauge clusters, and cars without screens cost fucking 7 figures.
Yeah,
yeah,
you're totally right. Yeah, I think we're doomed to hell, and unfortunately, it's going to stay that way. But old cars.
Elon's Musk, would you rather tag along on a peak era Top Gear special or a parts unknown shoot?
Peak era Top Gear special, because I could learn more.
Yeah, I'd learn more about how to make television, I suppose.
And Tony Bourdain, like I never watched Anthony Bourdain stuff. Like that was just not my kind of thing. The traveling and drinking and getting hammered in far play, that's not my jam.
Well, that was more no reservations. Once he became parts unknown on CNN, it was much more of like a cultural exploration kind of thing set against a backdrop of food. I've watched a lot of Anthony Bourdain, and the way that they construct episodes, because he's like really heavily influenced by certain directors or whatever, certain musicians. And so they got pretty artsy, and I think you could probably learn a lot from one of those episodes as well. It wouldn't apply necessarily to what you do. But really studying it, it made me learn how much of Anthony Bourdain's genius was in writing and then being able to read his own voiceover so well, as opposed to he almost never said anything of real consequence in the moment.
Neither did Clarkson.
Right. Also correct. Also
that's,
true.
Like that's the trick. You look at he's driving straight on a runway, get all of his reation shots, and then all the information is delivered in voiceover, which of course I've studied and therefore
which isn't it's not like wrong or bad. But when I before he died, maybe a year before he died, I saw Anthony Bourdain do a talk at the Pantages Theater, and it was awful.
Really
awful.
I thought it was. Totally thought you were going to say the opposite.
Awful, because he was just sort of pandering to a really low bar crowd, and he was like, "And this is when I got diarrhea in wherever," and this was it was not some, it was not like here's what I know about the world from years of traveling, and then that's when I was like, wait a minute, how does this dude turn into that show? And I went, oh, it's all in fucking like diarying and voiceover.
Your audience right now, it's like. Cammisa so put together on his show, and look at this fucktard on
Turns out, writers good at writing. Let's see. Zach clapping cheeks. Jason, thoughts on doing a PX style video following another person that changed the industry?
Yeah, absolutely. We've thought about. I thought about doing. Gordon Murray, and also recently Akio Toyota. But
definitely.
It's tough to get the biography stuff right, and that's a lot of work. And I would absolutely do either one of them, but they're both alive, so I have to get it right. And that's just a time sink that I don't have right now, where I would do.
Okay, Liang Ku says, "Fuck, marry, kill from each other's garage."
Oh,
all right. So. Okay.
Do you know? I don't even know your full garage. That's the problem.
Sound like a real shitbag if I list them all off, won't I?
That's the problem.
I will. I will,
like
but okay, I will. I'll marry your Ferrari.
Okay.
I will fuck the bitch basket.
Mm-hmm. Everyone.
Real hard.
Yeah, everyone does.
Red line shifts.
He did.
It's great.
Yeah, real hard. And I would.
Good thing you didn't say you'd fuck my vagina.
I'd kill the Rover just because I have to pick something, and I'm not particularly interested in Rovers.
Okay. Fair.
Okay. I'll list them off: the Pink Spider, NSX, the Vanquish with the manual. I mean, the Manx exists, although it's in parts until a couple weeks. The Lamborghini Countach exists, although it's in parts for like another year. Taycan, Hannah's Delica, Hannah's Nissan Pow, or a scooter.
Okay, definitely kill the NSX because I hate NSXs.
Okay.
I'd probably fuck the Countach.
Okay.
Because everyone would.
Everyone would.
And marry the pink car.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's a reasoned and reasonable choice.
On brand for
Yeah.
this fucking idiot.
Pink car still has some warranty. Let's see. Bush did 997. Jason, what's the ultimate icons episode you haven't been able to make yet?
There was one episode I wanted to do with 911 ST plus Roof SCR plus Singer because I think, and we may still do it. I really think the 911 story is like a choose your own ending. Right, 911 happened, and then we had to make a decision between the company had to make a decision. Do we do like ultra high tech and really expensive, or do we do more mass market? And they've chosen more mass market and perfected it. Like current 911 ST is the best sports car in the world, maybe potentially without T50. Roof went the other way.
Let's say best sports car for less than $1 million bucks or something.
Best mass market sports car. Nothing is even close.
Yeah, they're fucking rad.
And then Roof, that SCR is like, holy fuck.
Have you driven a CTR also?
No.
Imagine.
But I want naturally aspirated.
All right. Well, just imagine that, but with 50% more power.
But that thing, like all carbon, like it looks like a Porsche, but it's not. Like that's a different choose your own adventure in the way of like, let's take something the size and the shape of a 911 and make it bespoke and expensive and modern materials and equipment and new engine, whatever. And then you have Singer, which is let's take the old thing and do it. And I want to get those three cars together. I think
that is a real logistical challenge.
It's possible. The problem is,
well, I guess with Haggerty, you could have owners. You're much more likely to just get owner cars.
I've talked to all of the companies about this. Singer tends to be a little bit.
No, they
shy.
keep that shit close to the vest, dude.
So, that would be the owner car.
Have I told you the best way to get a Singer press car? It's really easy. No, the best way to get a Singer press car is to very publicly drive an owner's car.
Oh,
okay. They'll be calling you.
Okay, fair point. Mike, the question that I have for you and the audience is: does anyone give a shit about these 911s?
Our Singer Turbo video did not do very well, whereas our 911 ST video did do very well. So you could chalk that up to one is a new car, and it's and our business is a should you or shouldn't you buy this thing,
right.
And people who are looking for Singers already know if that's what they want or not. They don't need to know something about it from us.
I feel like even 911, like any 911, everyone already knows it's the best, and so I don't. That roof is so good.
Yeah, they're
that
nuts.
It could really unseat the ST in a lot of ways, and I don't know until I've driven them both.
Triple the price.
But it's also like actual carbon.
No, it's crazy.
Like
no, I'm just, but like, it's
so I don't know.
It is, there's scales of rich, and that's one scale up.
And you know what I like better? Like our $35,000 challenge, Cooter. Cooter's Cammisa's Ultimate Drag Race Replay. That $35,000 challenge, like that was a lot of fun. Like, oh, we forgot about the Mini. We forgot about this. I sort of live in ghetto land, and I feel like I'm just kind of sick about hearing rich people land.
Sure.
And so I don't know if the audience would resonate with it, and therefore, is it worth the time for me to do that, Icons? I don't know.
I think it would be a fun thing to do.
Right.
To get to drive those cars back to back, I think would be a good time.
I think the challenge is finding the angle that a larger audience would understand.
Yeah.
And I don't. Yeah. It's not like I don't. The view count is not the be all and end all. But at the end of the day, I am paid by Haggerty to get eyeballs on what we do.
Yeah.
And I don't want to shortchange anyone. I don't want to say I'm going to take all this budget and do this. And icons are expensive and they're a lot of work. And I don't want to do that to just have no one care about it. Like I did that with ID Buzz. Well, no one watched that episode.
Like you could probably do a roof icon.
If you position it
better because they're a name that everyone knows and
do the whole history.
Video.
And Alois is like the coolest.
Yeah, he's the best. Yeah. I think that's probably your angle.
God damn it! I'm gonna have to go to Germany.
And then maybe if you're doing that, you could wild card it with an ST, sort of comparison at the end. That could be fun. I would bring in the ST as and look what we have here. Here's what Porsche Porsche considers light.
Yeah.
And it's by the way, it's 600 pounds heavier.
You should do this for a living. That's a good idea.
I should. Yeah. Someone should give me a budget. That'd be great. Maybe after I just did a 20-minute Haggerty commercial, they'll give me a budget too.
Bullshit. They're not going to give me one. I will have you do a cameo on that video.
All right, 2 more, and then we're calling the fucking game because Jason's got to go home. I like this one. Scandinavian Booger Flick. What are some cars that share similar driving characteristics despite looking nothing alike? We just sort of talked about the inverse of this, which is the roof, which looks like a 911, but drives very much not like a 911, and only looks like a 911, as Cat Williams say, till a 911 pull up.
Yeah.
So what are some cars that drive similar but look very different? Wait, was that the question? Drive similar, look different, or
Yes.
drive different,
Drive
look similar?
look different.
Drive
God,
similar,
this is a
look
tough one.
different.
You know what? Just about every modern car. Because there's one formula. You're going to have strut suspension up front and a multi-link in the rear. You're going to have a 500cc per cylinder, turbocharged 4-cylinder with a dual clutch or a ZF88P, everything.
Yeah.
That's a really great question, but I'd have to really go through my notes.
Every $42,000 crossover drives basically exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all electric power steering.
Yeah.
They're all benchmarking each other. They're all sniffing each other's asses and running in circles.
All right, let's flip it. What are some cars that look similar but drive totally different? Like I would say like Huracan and McLaren Sports Series.
Yeah.
You
McLaren
know,
drives like nothing else.
McLaren's drive very unique.
That looks similar.
A Toyota MR2 and a Fiat X19.
I'm thinking more like Alpha 8, 4C versus an Elise.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
They're
one
not
drives
modern
good
anymore.
and one drives bad.
Badish. Not as good.
I fucking hate 4Cs. They
I think they're
suck.
great. And they're so pretty.
They're
and
so pretty.
Characterful.
Time will be very kind to them because if it's pretty and characterful, that's all that matters.
And hand-built.
In a collectible. It doesn't matter that they actually understeer
no
like
one's gonna-
fucking pigs.
Doesn't matter. No one's going to ever track those cars.
Tell me, Jason, who is the person that insists on manual steering paired with a flappy paddle gearbox? Who is that? Who is that client?
It was someone who couldn't afford. And by the way, a dry dual clutch from the Dodge Dart. I actually love the 4C. I think it's. I love how Italian it is.
Agree to disagree. All right, this is a good one to end on, actually. Jerry was a Stake F1 Team Kick Sauber driver. That combining Formula One and Primus, I think, is really the peak.
So many references. I'm lost. It's fine.
Let me just say, ChatGPT couldn't fucking do that.
Okay.
A human F1 satirist that also loves Primus needs to do that. Seeing the release of the Corvette ZR1X has me wondering, are we reaching the human limit of car performance? With these numbers, that seems like a lot more car than the average person can physically handle. Where does it go from here?
I feel like people have been saying that for a long time.
Long time.
However,
People find a way.
people find a way, but what we have reached and surpassed the limits of what we can use on the road. And we are actually reaching a limit in that after a certain amount of G-force, you can no longer see around a corner.
Yeah.
Right? You can't see, your sight lines are now compromised because if you're at max lat around a corner, you will not be able to stop before you hit something. So we're reaching a limit. We've reached the limit of sanity and surpassed it by twofold.
Yeah.
I mean,
I watched Chris Harris's F80 video
I didn't watch it
yesterday.
yet,
He's pretty much some of your icons, and Chris Harris sometimes is the only YouTube content I consume, automotive content I consume at all.
Thank you.
And he said that Ferrari has said that the 1,200 horsepower combined that thing makes that's it. There's no need to make more power.
There's never a need.
Right. But this is what Ferrari is saying. So they're saying that this is,
I mean, we've reached the limits of grip.
Yeah,
right? So
for sure.
the
For a road tire, for
Lucid
sure.
Sapphire is not going to accelerate any faster no matter basically what tire you put on it.
I think the new Navara R just ran a 7-second quarter mile.
I mean, so basically,
We'll have to get Miro back. He rules.
So I mean, yes, but the truth is we've reached the limit of grip. The only question is at what speed, right? And so now, if you're at the limit of grip from all the way to 0 to 60, you're at a 1.9 or 2 seconds. Yay! But then you're reaching the limit of grip from 60 to 120, and then 120 to 180, and whatever, and it just becomes stupid. That fucking Lucid. I just did drag race. The
Sapphire?
No, not even the Sapphire. The Gravity.
the Gravity, yeah.
Dream Edition scared the shit out of me while I was testing it. That thing pulls so fucking hard from 70 to 130. I mean, 10.5 at 139 in a minivan.
Is that what you did? 10.5?
10.5 with, by the way, secret back behind the story shit, 80-something% state of charge because we did not have time to fully charge it. It might even be fast. 139 miles an hour through the quarter mile.
Zach and I in the Sapphire at Sonoma ran an 8.9 at 156 unprepped.
That's on a fucking... I have to test wrong direction at Willow going into turn 9 and stop a minivan at 140 miles an hour. 146 by the time I got the notification on the fucking GPS. No!
Yeah, it's
no! Just no. The answer is yes. We're beyond the level of capability, and also it hurts. You go Florida.
It is physically
Florida
uncomfortable.
Platter, it's just not pleasurable.
Yeah.
So we're just in stupid land.
My slow Taycan, I have the slowest Taycan. Literally, I'm not sure it's faster than the rear-wheel drive one. I think it's the slowest Taycan. I am on the floorboard once a month for 2 seconds.
Right. Meanwhile, my e-golf, I'm foot on the floor all the time. My Beat, foot on the floor all the time. We're past that.
Dude, this was fun. Thanks for doing it.
Thanks for having me on.
Always good to see you. I look forward to your text in 10 or 15 minutes of like, wow, this Alpine is something. It's cool.
Provided I make it at the gas station, because you told me it's on empty.
No, it's not empty. It has a quarter tank.
Oh.
It has a quarter tank.
It's French. I'll make it halfway to San Francisco.
It gets like 38 miles a gallon on the highway.
Little car, little engine.
Yeah, very aerodynamic car, little engine, 7 gears. It's going to be very fun. Our video review is up of that Alpine if you care. We got our video of the Manx about the 50% build point of my Manx. And so that's going up on the channel. Please check out our Instagram bio for links to the tickets for Houston. Also, wait, this is going up Tuesday. Okay, yeah. So we're next week, 2 weeks. The 24th, 25th, Houston, Dallas. Come see us live with Christian James Hand. That's going to be fucking awesome. And love you all. See you later. Bye.
Thanks, guys.